You're watching CUSA football on ESPN. Today it's a matchup of two teams, both just a game out of first place in the conference, and both riding three-game win streaks. It's the premier game in Conference USA this weekend as the Liberty Flames play host to the Missouri State Bears. Taking a look at the conference standings, everyone chasing Kennesaw State and Jacksonville State, but you see it there, three teams with just one loss in CUSA play, two of which are taking the field here in Lynchburg today. With that, we welcome you up into our booth here at Williams Stadium alongside Joe Yock. I'm Matt Warner. Joe, let's start with the visiting Bears. This is a team making their first year in FBS. Because of that, not eligible for the Conference USA Championship game, but they can still win the regular season. They put themselves in the mix, certainly. But how have they been able to do it so quickly here in year one?
Yeah, I really think that they came from a great conference in the Missouri Valley Conference, a premier conference in FCS, and then making that jump up. It's always great to have a really good quarterback, and I think Jacob Clark has done a fantastic job for them at quarterback, throwing for over 1,600 yards, throwing 13 touchdown passes, and then just bringing his leadership to the table has allowed them to make that transition much smoother.
Now on the other side, Liberty started the season 1-4. All kinds of problems in the early going. Since then, they've won 3 straight. What's been the key to the turnaround?
Yeah, I mean, a Jamie Chadwell offense is based around running the football, and they weren't able to run the football very well. And then all of a sudden, versus Delaware, Evan Dickens got hot, and that offensive line started blocking well. Evan Dickens rushing for 4 touchdowns, over 200 yards. And if Liberty wants to turn their season around, it's all based around Evan Dickens and that running game.
All right, with more now on the visiting Missouri State Bears, we say hello for the first time today to the third member of our crew, Andy Court.
Yeah, hey, Matt. In Missouri State's first season at the FBS level, their head coach Ryan Beard told me no one expected us to be fighting for a spot at the top of Conference USA. We were at the bottom of every single preseason poll, but he's familiar with the situation. In 2007, Ryan Beard was a defensive back for Western Kentucky when they were making the jump to the FBS level. He told me, I understand what it takes, the players it requires to make that leap. He said that he has that in his 7th-year quarterback, Jacob Clark, and the veteran defense driving this team forward. He told me they've proved they belong here. Now it's time to prove they belong at the top.
There is a look at Ryan Beard. 3rd season as head coach of the Bears, has done a fantastic job leading that program and really energizing that fan base as well. One of the youngest head coaches in all of the FBS. On the other side for the Flames, Jamie Chadwell, 3rd season at the helm of this program, led Liberty to a Fiesta Bowl and a conference championship back in 2023, and has them in the mix once again this year with just 1 conference loss. Beautiful day for football here in Lynchburg, Virginia. Crowd still filing in. I don't know if you want to call it technically an elimination game in terms of the conference race, but it very well could be, as whoever comes out of this one victorious, they feel like they are right there in the mix heading down the stretch of the season.
Yeah, especially you talk with Jamie Chadwell, and you listen to him talk, and he really talks about every week moving forward feels like a playoff game to them. It's like and I think both teams are obviously going to feel that way. So yeah, this should be a hard-fought battle between two really good football teams in Conference USA.
Missouri State won the toss. They have deferred to the second half, so Liberty will start with the football. The Flames coming off an impressive and probably a surprising win. The way they won a week ago against Delaware, 59-30, an offensive explosion in that ball game. But facing, I think we'd all agree, a much stiffer defensive test this week in Missouri State. John Montero, one of the returners back for the Flames. He and a Corey Jones deep. And we're about set to get underway here in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Could be a better day for football, Matt Warner.
Right foot into it, driving kick. Montero will have a chance to return. Takes it at his own 1. Angles towards the far side, has some running room, cuts it up now and taken down at the 25-yard line. So give us our first look at Liberty quarterback Ethan Vasco, the transfer from Coastal Carolina. Had one of his better games as well a week ago against Delaware. 221 yards, couple of touchdowns, and the big key for him, if you talk to this coaching staff, is he's finally healthy.
Yeah, I really think that's been the difference for him. People say, hey, well, he's really struggling, but you could tell in terms of he's a big bruising. Not only can he throw the football, but he'll attack you in the running game with his scrambling and designed run. So he has the opportunity to feel healthy again and really lead this team forward.
Dickens comes across the formation, takes the handoff, running near side. Good pickup on first down. Evan Dickens, and you touched on it, Joe, last week against Delaware. Ran wild, 217 yards, 4 touchdowns. The most rushing touchdowns in a game for Liberty since Malik Willis in 2020. The most rushing yards since Rashad Jennings in 08. He's in some pretty elite company in terms of Liberty offensive players. Vasco looks to throw, fires far side, connects with Dante Lee. That'll be enough for a first down. Lee has been the favorite target for Vasco all season long. That's his 24th reception on the year.
Yeah, and you're really starting to find out what Liberty's identity is. And we touched on Evan Dickens at running back, Dante Lee at receiver. But I think what you're going to see with the way that Liberty ran the ball inside so well last week, you're going to see them use their perimeter to attack the edges this week.
Blue and Dickens, the two backs. Liberty will often have a 2 running back backfield. There's the option look, Devon Blue. First down yardage across midfield. Stumbles his way to the 45 of Missouri State.
And that's a perfect example of it right there. You take a look here. Missouri State is so concerned about the inside run, which was so effective last week. They've been game planning all week for it, that now Liberty uses the option look to attack the edges where they got plenty of space.
One guy you won't see out there for Liberty today, Juju Gray, actually out for the rest of the season with an injury. One of the more explosive running backs the Flames had. He will not be available the rest of this season. So Liberty going to have to work around that loss. Vasco pulls it out, looking downfield. Lofts one. He's got Lee all by himself inside the 20. Makes the man miss. Bumped out of bounds at the 14. Dante Lee got wide open on the near side.
Yeah, and if you take a look right here, what you see, the key is good pass protection and a well-designed pass route where they got a post with the switch route, and the switch route came from Dante Lee over there on the corner, which really opened up, created a lot of space for them. But once again, the key is to give Vasco time for those long developing routes.
Dickens takes it, running to the far side, patiently waiting for those blocks to develop, and another nice pickup on first down. He gets 8 or 9.
Yeah, you've seen already the way that Liberty has attacked the perimeter with Blue and with Dickens right there, and a great job on the trips formation over there, having those receivers blocking downfield. And then you said it, Matt, Dickens using his patience to create that extra yardage.
Dickens, a transfer from Georgia Tech, began the year 3rd or 4th on the depth chart. Not a lot of buzz about him, but had a good showing his first week and has steadily improved throughout the year. And he's the clear-cut running back #1 for the Flames at this point. They're going to give it to him again. Cuts upfield, lowers the shoulder down to the 1-yard line.
Yeah, and this is what gives defenses such problems when you play against Liberty. They run a little guard pull play right there, and it makes it look like the guard is going out wide as a lead blocker, but so that defense starts to flow wide, and then Dickens cuts it right back up inside on the inside, and they're, before you know it, they're down here on the 1-yard line.
Vasco always a threat with his legs at this part of the field. Give it to Dickens, straight up the gut and in. So an impressive opening drive for the Liberty Flames as they march their way down the field. 7 plays, 75 yards, and they strike first.
I mean, you couldn't do it any more. When offensive coordinator Willie Corn, you take a look at right here, just a little inside run, bring the tight end down, fall into the end zone, but you couldn't draw it out. Willie Corn took out his pencil, his piece of paper, and said, give me my first 7, and they ran it to absolute perfection for the touchdown.
9th rushing TD of the season for Evan Dickens. The extra point up and through off the foot of Jay Billingsley, and Liberty jumps out in front. A flawless opening drive punctuated by this Dickens touchdown. Liberty leads early. Liberty in front here in the early going. Joe, one of the big plays on that opening drive, they got their leading receiver Dante Lee involved. How did it happen?
Yeah, they did a great job in pass protection, but you get to clear out right here, and then you get Reese Smith on the switch route up here. Dante Lee works in and then back out, and that causes a lot of clearance over here. And if you give the quarterback time to protect, it really opens out. You see the switch route come there. Reese Smith presses up. Dante Lee goes in, back out. You have the clear out over there. Look at all that space it creates, and that's an explosive play down the field. Well-designed football play.
Max Morgan to boot it away for Liberty. And it will be Dash Luke on the return. Good to see him back and healthy this season. And he runs into a host of flames and dropped around the 18-yard line.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Missouri State comes out and tries to approach this game offensively. Jacob Clark's done such a good job with the leadership and experience in this program, in the move up to FBS, and obviously his leadership skills after that long drive by Liberty. Got to come back and answer the call right now. 7th
season of college football for Jacob Clark. First 3 at Minnesota, last 4 at Missouri State. Starts this one under center. We're going to give it to Shamari Lawrence. He's got some room to run across the 30. Tries a little stiff arm, driven out of bounds at the 35 by Damon Harmon. So Lawrence coming off his first 100-yard game of the season, and their last outing against FAU begins this drive with an explosive run.
Yeah, really got him on the edge right there. They had him in the right call where I think it was C.J. Bazell crashed down on the end and was able to give him that edge right there and pick up some good yardage.
Lawrence familiar with Conference USA, familiar with the Flames. He played at FIU before transferring to Missouri State this season. Clark looks to throw, time in the pocket, now he's running out of it. Trying to scramble, get free, able to turn the corner and make a little something out of nothing. This is a team that has been susceptible to giving up some sacks. They've allowed 30 this season. Only 4 teams in the country have allowed more.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised if he would have hung in the pocket a little bit run. They tried to run a shallow cross right there. He could have dumped it off, but good job of big lumbering Jacob Clark to stay alive and pick up a few yards with his legs.
Clark in their last ball game threw career touchdown number 49 in a Bears uniform. He's now all-time leader in passing touchdowns. So a great career in Springfield. Give up the middle. Lawrence wrapped up, dropped, coming from the backside. That was C.J. Bazell able to get him to the ground.
But this is the exact position that the Bears want to be in right now. As you put in that roughly 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5 range, it gives you the opportunity to keep your playbook open, whether that's run game or throwing the ball.
Converting on 3rd down at times has been an issue this season for Missouri State. They were 8 of 16 a week ago, one of their better games this season on 3rd down. They run into an early one here. Clark, man in his face, delivers a strike, and that is close to the 1st down. Looks like he might be just shy. Stretching for it was James Blackstrain, and we may have an early decision here for Ryan Beard.
Yeah, this one's going to be real close. It's 4th down. Yeah, maybe by about a 1/4 of a yard. Should just turn upfield. The same play they ran before with the little shallow cross right there. Reaches for it. But yeah, definitely 45-yard line. You're a big underdog in this game. Why not go for it early?
Shotgun look for Jacob Clark. And whistles.
Oh, timeout.
Previous play is under review.
Also, they're going to take a look at the spot.
This is one of those, Matt. You know, we know our history together. You may want to get me involved in this.
Well,
Eagle Eye Joe could be back.
Eagle Eye Joe to
I'll spot
his prediction
for you. Let's take a look at it. They really needed to clear. Oh, it looks like that ball's on what, the 46 for the 1st down, right on the marker.
Yep.
When I look back at it, and I think I saw him stretch there, I think he may have got it.
Our first review here of the day. See if we can get a look as well. Blackstrain on the reception, and take a look at him.
Yeah, if you get from the side there, I think that ball's a little marked. You look at where they marked it, it's a little further up than that for sure. He's not down. He's not down. There's a stretch. He's down. They may move this one up.
One more look here.
There, yeah. I think
it looked like he got it across there from that angle. Yeah. So that tough decision, that big 4th down, it may be avoided here early on for Missouri State.
I'm going to go ahead and say, let's see if we can go 1 for 1. I'm going to go 1 for 1. We know my history in this. We're going to go 1 for 1 on right now. They're going to go ahead and move this ball up a little bit, Matt. I'm calling it right now. And they don't do that often in these respots.
Yeah.
They don't do it often.
Taking a long look at it. Black string, that was his 13th reception on the season. Some Missouri State offense. We talk about what they've done this year. 7th in Conference USA in points per game, just under 23 a contest. They played a lot of close ball games, a lot of one-score games throughout the season. They have been awfully good in conference play in their inaugural season in Conference USA.
Yeah, and what I like about them is that they're so well balanced. They're 51% pass and 49% run. So when you have good quarterback play, throwing the ball, and then you're able to run the ball also, it does help make that transition easier for you. And then on the other side of it, defensively, hey, they're one of the top, I believe, 14 takeaways so far this year. They're one of the top teams in the nation in takeaways.
So you just want to go down there and let them know what the call. This is taking way too long.
After video review, the runner made the line to gain. It will be 1st down and 10, Missouri State at the 46-yard line.
No, we knew that 4 minutes ago. Yeah, right. No, thank you, Joe.
Yeah. Yachtalk's 1 for 1 on the day so far. We'll probably get a couple more in, folks, before it's all over. Not that I'm trying to brag or anything.
Yeah. Always humble. So a big 1st down, able to convert on 3rd and medium there. Certainly changes the complexion of this drive.
A little empty set.
5 wide, 5 wide for Jacob Clark now. Checks with the sideline. Not going to change the play.
So Liberty's in man free right now, so they changed it to a man beater.
Clark time in the pocket, throws across the middle, caught again. Tristan Gardner upended after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Yeah, and that's what you do. They came out and they were waiting to see what type of look that Liberty was going to give them in the empty set. A lot of defensive coordinators will dictate through empty. They'll have an automatic check into what look they'll give them, and then that helps the offensive coordinator make a decision. So when you have that and you get man-to-man, you just hit an easy little shallow cross right there, and then let your athletes help make people mess.
Lawrence back in the ball game, fake it to him, rolling into pressure, throws it at the feet of his tight end, Jaron Askren. A good pressure that time as Aaron Hester, the Florida State transfer, bearing down on Jacob Clark.
Yeah, and where Clark wanted to go the ball, he had a corner route on the 3rd level. That was a layered route. He had a corner route on the 3rd level that was coming wide open, but because of the pressure, he wasn't able to set his feet and to be able to throw the ball downfield. And I think that right there is going to be a big key in this game today for Missouri State. If they want to have any success, they have to have their ability to protect the quarterback.
Another 3rd down for the Bears. Clark hit from behind and dropped. Flames get to him. Christian Bodner on the blitz. Drops him, 1st sack of the day, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we're talking about. They bring the blitzer in a little bit. Take a look right here. Christian Bodner off the right side right there. Comes in off the edge as a nickel blitz. Hits him right in the back. That's good timing. He didn't show the blitz early. Offensive lineman is supposed to pick him up. Didn't even see him coming, and he gets that blindside shot right on his back.
Flames fans remember Christian Bodner. Big sack in overtime against FIU a year ago to win that ball game. Punt away. Reese Smith going to let it bounce. It checks up and out of bounds at around the 10-yard line. So that's where the Flames will take over.
Welcome back to Williams Stadium. Liberty leading 7-0 in the first. Dante Lee, he was active on that first drive for Liberty. You know, offensive coordinator Willie Korn said, we've always known the threat we want Dante Lee to be. He's extremely speedy, can make contested catches, but we wanted him to be more than just a deep threat. For them, that meant expanding his route tree in fall camp. That's something they really worked on, and they also improved his route running so that he can be the threat they envisioned him to be. He's been a threat already. Missouri State on the sideline, their defensive coach is telling them they have to communicate better on this next drive, Matt.
Yeah, he is certainly a weapon. It's also helped that he's been healthy this year. He battled some injuries a season ago that kind of kept him from finding a rhythm. Swing pass, Jalen Coleman catches it, stumbles. Did the knee go down was the question.
Pass is complete.
They say no, so he ends up picking up about a yard on the play.
Tackle is made by
Yeah, really interesting to see if his knee did go down.
the 11-yard line.
Yeah,
looks
sure
like
did.
it is.
Sure did.
This previous play will be under review. Get ready in 5,
Oh, boy.
4, 3.
Flames are smart. They'll try to get this snap off.
2,
And there
1,
you go.
and there
Yeah.
we go. See, this one they need a quick review.
Right. This is
we don't
we need
a
the
jog.
expedited. We don't have
Previous
the
play is under
expedited.
review.
Down to the 20. Here we go. We got to do the jog down to the other 20. Oh, boy.
Our referee Douglas Mercer
Expedited review.
getting his steps in here today. Is that clear cut,
Right
knee
there.
down,
Down
so
with-
it'll be a loss on the play for Liberty, and a good start to this second defensive drive for Missouri State. They gave up over 10 yards a play on the opening drive for the Flames. They're going to start things off creating a loss here.
Instant replay reviewed the play, determined the runner's knee was down at the 7-yard line. It'll be second down at the 7-yard
There you
line.
go. All right.
That was a little-
that was
he
a little
only
better.
jogged halfway.
That's
Jogged
good.
halfway there, and then his buddy stopped him, and they're back. So we're okay.
A little bit more efficient.
We'll give it a C.
Jalen Coleman, who caught that pass, going to be more involved certainly with Juju Gray out the rest of the season. So 2nd and 13 now for the Flames. Before last week, they were averaging just 19 points per game, 120th in the country. And then they exploded for 59. That coming after an 18-day layoff between games. It seems like they really found something offensively during that stretch. One of the things they found was Evan Dickens, getting him the ball. This time the throw to the tight end. Jacob Jenkins gets up to the 11 or 12-yard line. Not much there. It'll bring up 3rd and long.
Yeah, but when you're coming out of the soup right there, the ball's inside of your own 10-yard line. And that's just an easy play. A little tight end check down, easy play. Put yourself in a 3rd and manageable. Now, you definitely have to throw the ball here, but you are in a 3rd and manageable, I believe, at 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8.
The tight end Jenkins coming off a career day a week ago, 83 yards, a touchdown against Delaware.
Take a look at Reese Smith.
Vasco climbs in the pocket, fires it near side. Smith makes the catch, makes a man miss across the 20, steps out of bounds at the 25, and the Flames convert on 3rd and long. You called it, Joe. Reese Smith, kind of that possession receiver for Liberty.
Right. That's right, and they're able to do a little clear out, put them at about 5 yards, and all you have to do, make one man miss, and you pick up the 1st down. Reese Smith is that guy who can convert those 3rd downs for you.
On the 24-yard line.
16th reception on the year for Smith, the veteran receiver. The Flames able to move the chains, and that's, boy, if you're Missouri State defense, you get them in 3rd and long, obvious passing situations. You got to find a way to get off the field. They give it to Dickens. He dances a while, but ends up losing half a yard.
And that's what Missouri State needs to do. If you want to stop that inside run against Liberty, you have to get quick penetration. So I'm not exactly sure who that was.
That's Kanye Young, the linebacker.
They did a really good job of getting through penetration, allowing Dickens not to get it stopped before it ever gets started.
That's one thing, talking to the Liberty coaches, they were really concerned about the sheer size of the front four of Missouri State and this linebacker group. They said this is a big group like we don't typically see in Conference USA. Vasco's going to roll out, looking downfield, lofts one up there. The catch is made. That's Mobley on the reception. Nice touch on that ball from Vasco as Tyson Mobley hauls it in for another Liberty 1st down.
Yeah, you take a look. That was a really good route, good throw, but good route by Tyson Mobley. He gave him a little skinny stick to the post, shuffled his feet, broke down, and hit that comeback route. Good timing. That's a play you work on day 1 of fall camp.
Already 6 first downs in this game for the Flames. Coleman comes in motion. They give it up the middle. Dickens lowers the shoulder, drives right in to the teeth of that defensive line and picks up about 3.
And you really see the mix-up in play calling that Liberty is giving Missouri State right now. In that first series, they were clearly trying to attack the perimeter of the defense, and then now they're coming back in these next series trying to run it more up the middle.
And take a look at how things have gone for Liberty this season. We talked about it at the outset. 1-4 to start the year. Everyone says, what's wrong with these Flames? What's wrong with the offense? And it was a struggle. But after that 18-day stretch, they really kind of honed in on what do we do well, how do we find a way to replicate it, and right now they're also getting the tight end more involved than they had all season long. Jacob Jenkins again, another tough grab.
Yeah, good job by Jenkins holding on to this ball right here. This Vasco throws this into a very tight windows, and Jenkins knows he's going to take a shot right to the noggin.
As Christian Ford delivering the blow, Jenkins a little shaken up. So he'll check out of the game. Dickens gets it. They're going to run the reverse. Eric Smith retreating, in trouble. Flag comes down, and he's driven out of bounds for a big loss.
Yeah, that's not good.
Down on the play is DJ Westlock. I think he may have gotten lit up on that play. You get those reverses, sometimes you get those blind side blocks.
Personal foul. Illegal blindside block. Offense, number 15.
That's a quarterback.
15-yard penalty.
How often do you see that?
First down.
Yeah, I like to see where he hit him. I really hope that he's walking. That's good news right there. He's walking off. Oh, he probably got him up top. Yeah, you know what? I'm not. They might look at this for targeting.
Okay, back up.
They could look at this for targeting. You take a look at that. That could be helmet to helmet on defenseless player. I would not be surprised if they take a look at it.
Well, first off, how many, and Vasco's trying to plead his case. We talk a lot about Vasco being this tough guy. How many quarterbacks even want to do that? Most are like just trying to get out of the way. He's looking for it. It ends up costing the Flames in a big way here.
It looks like they're going to let it go and not review it, at least as of right now. Which I'll be honest with you, with the first glance of it, he may have gotten the shoulder, but I thought he got on the head. They would at least take a look at it. But
so 1st and 25 now for Liberty after the penalty. They give to Dickens, and he is quickly wrapped up and dropped. Closing in on him that time was Caleb Dietland.
Oh no, Liberty's got somebody down.
That is DJ Geth, the left tackle, slow to get up.
Yeah,
he's going to stay in there.
Yeah, it looks like he's staying. These are the positions when we talked to Jamie Chadwell, it's like where they struggled to start that 1-4 record is get behind the chains, and they're way behind them right now.
Casey Kane goes in motion. Vasco swings it out. Caught by Dickens. Another flag comes in as Dickens gets across the 50, but we'll check the marker.
Holding. Offense, number 51. 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Wow. There's Geth, who was just a little shaken up earlier, so that's going to back Liberty up even more. So the penalties really killing the Flames on this drive.
Yeah, you take a look at 51 DJ Geth right here. Oh yeah, just a grab of the jersey. Easy call.
At times, penalties have been an issue, especially during that 1-4 start for Liberty. It was just penalties at the worst possible times.
Yeah, after touchdown.
Taking points off the board many times. So now Liberty backed up 2nd and 33. And they just get back to the line of scrimmage. That was once again Dietland making the tackle.
Yeah, you're in one of these situations on 3rd
You're just trying to
mile, like you have a couple options.
Yeah.
Your options are one, like throw a screen, draw, whatever it may be, or take a shot downfield, hope for a pass interference, and you might get a penalty, which is an automatic first down.
DJ Geth making his way to the sideline right now.
Yeah, I think this is a survive and punt situation. They have everybody dropped off. They're only going to rush 3. There's offsides.
That was Devon Townley.
We're losing our flow, Matt.
I mean, I tell you,
we're losing the flow
sloppy,
of this game.
getting sloppy.
Offside. Defense, number 17. Entered the neutral zone, causing the offensive player to react.
So maybe you didn't have a play for 3rd and 33, but what do you have for 3rd and 27?
So you're saying we got a chance. And I think you're going to see the same defense from Missouri State, rush 3, and they get Vasco try to get a little greedy. This is when you throw those picks that you don't want to throw.
Just the 3-down lineman there from Missouri State. Vasco, quick throw near side. Reese Smith catches it, turns it up. Does get across midfield, but it's still going to be 3rd and about 13 or so, as the punt unit will come on for the Flames. So a big stop for Missouri State. You keep this a one-possession game here in the early going. You find a way to get off the field.
Yeah, no doubt. You got to let your offense settle in.
Max Morgan on to punt it away. That's Dash Luke to return it. Luke missed all but one play of the last game for the Bears. As he was a little dinged up, but healthy now. And that one will, it skips in. Boy, a great opportunity. I think that was Dexter Ricks there, right there.
This is the end of the first quarter.
In front of that, he might have been able to catch it if he would have spotted it earlier.
Just didn't find it. Frustrating for the punter, Max Morgan, but Missouri State will accept the ball on the 20-yard line when we come back. 7-0 Flames after 1 quarter of play. Lynchburg, Liberty leads Missouri State 7-0. Some similarities between these two. We mentioned both 3-1 in conference play, both on 3-game win streaks. Liberty, though, very good at home. Missouri State has been a really good road team, not just this year. They're 7-2 in their last 9 road contests. Ryan Beard, he says what we do travels, and it certainly has. They've been very good away from Springfield. First play of their second offensive possession. Give up the middle, making a first man miss and able to turn something out of what looked like would be nothing there with Shamari Lawrence.
Yeah, Shamari Lawrence, I really like him. He's a good back. He's got some size, got some lateral quickness. I just think right there is a perfect example. That's a play that could have been blown up 2 yards in the backfield in your 2nd and 12, but instead he's able to pick up 4 and put him in a 2nd and 6 situation.
Lawrence still in the backfield with Jacob Clark. He's looking to throw this time. Fires across the middle of the field, caught by Luke, and that'll be enough for a first down as Aiden Vaughn gets him to the turf, and the Bears able to move the chains. Well, we're pleased now to be joined by Conference USA Commissioner Judy McLeod. You've been here hanging out here in Lynchburg all weekend. A lot going on.
It's been a great packed. It's only been like a day and a half, but this is my fifth event.
Oh,
I
man.
think.
You're staying busy. I know you were at the Women's Soccer Championship yesterday between these same 2 universities, Liberty and Missouri State. As Clark surrounded, fires one up down the field and overshoots his intended target, Gardner. A flag does fly in.
Yeah,
speaking of the soccer, there's a look at you were out there yesterday.
Soccer championship was great. Liberty's had a strong team all year, and
Defense,
Missouri State came from the
10-yard penalty,
8th seed to get to the championship, and really had a nice run there. So it was an exciting day yesterday.
Well, you see what they did on the soccer field. You see what Missouri State has done on the gridiron this season. Well, what a jump! The FBS, they're making it look easy here in their first year in the conference.
Yeah, their commitment from the president on down through the athletic director and all of their administration has really been incredible. They've been great to work with. They've done everything that they've said they were going to do and continue to keep improving their facilities there on campus, and we're really excited to have them in the league.
Ramon Green there on the carry, tackled for a short pickup. Now, how often are you traveling and at catching games on the week? I know you've got a busy schedule as it is, a lot to do. Are you able to get out and catch games throughout the year pretty often?
Yeah, I try to see everybody at least once, and have done a couple back-to-backs on our midweeks.
Yeah.
I go somewhere on a Tuesday and the next place on a Wednesday. But it's great to be on campus and get to interact with all the folks here and learn, really what makes every university tick.
Good throw and catch there. James Blackstrain, another Missouri State first down. Well, I know Missouri State would probably sign up for midweeks every week. They dominated the midweek schedule this year, going 3-0. They played great in those games.
Yeah, our coaches have really adapted to it and embraced it, and that's helped a ton.
Well, coaches aren't people of routine. You know what I mean? They're always very flexible. We know that. Clark pulls it out, pressured, throws down the sideline. The tight end tried to slam on the brakes and make the back shoulder catch. That was Jaron Askren, just not quite able to haul it in.
Well, Judy, what is your, as this football season's going along, who is your favorite right now that you think has the best opportunity to win this Conference USA Football Championship? Not to put you on the spot or anything like that. Let's see if we're going to get an answer on this one, Matt.
I was like, you know better than that. It's going to be an incredible race.
Yeah.
The month of November, we have a number of teams that can win it, and a lot of them are playing each other. So
a lot to be decided. Hit, dropped, coming off the edge was Brenton Williams, and he's able to get Jacob Clark to the turf. Second sack of the day for this Liberty defense.
Yeah, and you can see, Matt, there is no question as you watching this game progress, the problems that Missouri State is having with the Liberty defensive end and the athletes being able to rush with speed and then also using their blitz packages in order to create more pressure on the quarterback.
Third sack of the season for Williams, now brings up 3rd and 17. Flames rush just 4. Time in the pocket, throw to the far side, fight for the football. Who has it? Harmon Blackstrain, I believe it is, fighting for it.
Well, I thought that was a pick.
And they're saying Missouri State football. That was actually Tristan Gardner. Now, if it's simultaneous possession, it always goes to the offense. And
rolling on the field,
has done a great job
Fourth down.
fighting back to the football. As I'm with you, Joe, it looked like that thing was going to head the other way.
Yeah, they're both got it, but wow. It looks like the Liberty player has both hands on it right there, but
yeah, Gardner hung on for dear life, and now that completion, what that does is it gives you an opportunity for a field goal attempt.
Yeah.
Yusef Obed comes on now, the sophomore out of Michigan. Be a 47-yarder. And it's no good. So that Flames defense holds up, and they find a way to get off the field. Judy, appreciate you stopping by. Always good catching up. Take a little bit of a break after this week. Virginia, 7-0 Liberty over Missouri State. Let's check in once again with Annie Corey with an injury update. Annie?
Yeah, Matt, we saw DJ Westlack. Trainers escorted him off the field after that hit he took from Ethan Vasco. They brought him into the medical tent, evaluated him for a concussion after a few minutes. They told me he's good to go. He's back in this game.
Yeah, that's good. That's
good
one of the guys.
that.
That's one of the guys Jamie Chadwell specifically mentioned was Westlack, that defensive end position, saying he felt like he could be a problem for the Flames here today. So good to see him back out there on the field. Elijah Canyon goes in motion for Liberty. Vasco rolls that way, running out of time. Oh, dangerous pass. At the last second, he tried to flip it to his tight end, Caleb Ryan. Ryan turned around and started blocking for his quarterback. He had no idea that ball was coming.
Yeah.
That's the first incompletion of the day, by the way, for Vasco. He started 8 for 8.
Vasco looks really good. And once again, I know we talked about this, but him being healthy, Willie Korn talked about like that during that time that they had with only 1 game or 2 in 27 days, that he got the opportunity to get healthy again, and he's a different quarterback, and we saw that in the Delaware game to begin with.
They said they did not allow him to throw a football for 8 days. He said at times, Willie, he said he had to watch him. He'd see him pick a football up, and he had to go tell him, nope, don't do it. Running the option, Coleman cuts it up, and he picks up about 8 on second down. Jalen Coleman, the freshman out of Louisiana. over 5,000 career rushing yards in high school. And as we mentioned, with Juju Gray out for the season, you expect to see Coleman get a little bit more run.
See, there's a little bit of idiosyncrasies within these plays and that option right there. There's a stretch option and then there's a press option. That was more of a press option where Vasco fakes it, then he goes straight downhill, which keeps that guy on, and then that pitch creates more space on the outside. So just those little things of difference that really can dial up into some different type of gainers that can give the defense problems.
Missouri State calls their first timeout of the half.
Missouri State.
This will be a media timeout.
But on a 3rd and 2, they want to talk about it, make sure they're on the same page. Timeout on the field. We'll take one as well. Still a 7-0 ball game. 3rd and 2 coming up. Now, Liberty here today, when they haven't shot themselves in the foot, they have been able to move the football almost 8 yards a play. It's been the penalties that really derailed their last drive. See what they dial up here on 3rd and short.
And these 3rd and 2s, you got to think that the inside run is really where they want to flex their muscles.
Dickens, the running back, they pitch it to him, coming to the near side. Hit, dropped right at the 40-yard line. We'll see if he got enough, and looks like he did. Just crossed the 40, good enough for a first down.
Yeah, that's a good job. I'm thinking inside run. You can tell Missouri State was thinking inside run, the way that they pinch their defensive ends down, and then they're able to get on the edge. Good play call to pick up the first down.
Dickens remains in the ball game. 3 receivers. Eric Smith comes in motion. Dickens running to the near side, wrapped up and dropped.
A 55 is a problem.
That's a big fella. Ahmad Poole. A bit of a homecoming for him here today. The Danville, Virginia native, a little more than an hour away.
Yeah.
His 2 brothers actually played here at Liberty, Carl and Carlos. You might remember them. Carl, a really solid linebacker during the Hugh Freeze era here on the mountain. And Ahmad said, I'm bringing all of Danville with me. And they asked him about it this week. He said the whole town is coming out for this one.
Love it. He is quick off the football.
So 2nd and 14 now. Vasco throws to the far side, caught by Dante Lee. Quickly tackled McGuire Neal on the coverage. That gets back a chunk of the yardage and will bring up 3rd, about 7 or 8.
Incomplete pass.
I'll take that back. They waved that off.
They called incomplete.
They said he didn't hold on to it.
Yeah, and you can just see the look on Jamie Chadwell's face right there with his head down, thinking these are the last position we want to be in. Take a look at it right here. He's holding it.
And yeah, you see the ball rolling around there.
Yeah,
on the
there
field
it is.
of
Yeah, good
incomplete
call.
pass is under review.
Oh, gosh, we don't need to review that one.
We don't need it, guys.
That's an easy one. And that's what Ryan Beard's saying. He's saying, it's right. What are we talking about? It's rolling around on the ground.
Yeah. Expedite review, right? Come on, let's go.
So that's pretty clear cut, as that will be an incompletion. Nice job, though, by McGuire Neal, continuing to kind of fight all the way to the ground.
That's right. Yeah, what I'm saying is, you see Jamie Chadwell, you can tell his frustration when you're speaking with him. It's just so difficult because he said their problems when they struggled at a 1-4 record was we put ourselves in 3rd and long, and it's just you're not going to convert many of those. You got to get ahead of the chains, and this is the position Missouri State wants to be in for their defense, though.
After review, the ruling on the field of an incomplete held. 3rd.
There we go. We got that sorted.
Yep. Yeah, and that's something that whenever you talk to coaches and you say, boy, you're struggling converting on 3rd down. What's the problem? They never talk about 3rd down. What do they always talk about? First down.
Right, yeah.
Say, well, we got to be better on 1st down, so we put ourselves in better 3rd down situations.
Yeah, my answer would be as a head coach is, well, 3rd and what?
Right.
Right, yeah.
Right.
3rd and 12, yes. 3rd and 3, no.
It's 3rd and 14 here. 4 receivers, and now movement.
That's a smart play. That's a smart play. They're going to call that offsides.
And it looks like they will.
And that'll change your play call now. Now I think
offside. Defense number 50. Enter the neutral zone, causing the offensive player to react. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Yeah, a lot different. 3rd and 9.
100%. 100%. These are very convertible now. Yep. That's a smart play by the offensive lineman. See him step across, moving forward. pick up that 5 yards, and I think now you can take a shot downfield. And the middle of the field is wide open right now. They're in man-to-man coverage across the board.
Dickens motions into the backfield. Pressure coming. Vasco tries to escape it, and he's still on his feet, still running, and eventually gets dropped at about the 44-yard line.
A lot of pressure up front.
He had to fight and scrap for every yard he got, but it'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, you take a look right here. A little spin move up top, pressure up the middle. Vasco then returns his spin move with his reverse spin move on top of that, and everybody's fighting and clawing for 5 yards and forcing Liberty into a punt.
That was Jalen Brooks that eventually got him down. He's coming off a 13 tackle game his last time out against FIU. So Max Morgan out to boot it away. Dash Luke makes the catch right at about the 15-yard line. So Missouri State, after getting gashed on an opening drive, that default, great day for cornhole. Those guys have played a little cornhole in their day. You can see it.
Oh, who's that?
Great day to
That's one of the founding
do whatever
fathers.
they're doing. I don't know what that is.
A couple founding fathers right there.
Yeah, they missed Halloween. They're trying to catch up.
Wow, military appreciation
That's
day.
what it is.
Yes.
It is Military Appreciation Day here at Liberty. Might have noticed the Flames wearing special helmets for the occasion. There'll be a big ceremony at halftime as well. All right, Missouri State takes over here at the 15. What do they need to do, Joe, to sustain a drive here and get some points on the board?
I think pretty simple. They need to get Shamari Lawrence involved in the running game. I think he's a really good back, and you have to establish that running game.
They give it to him on 1st down. Waits for blocks to develop. Not much happening there. Christian Bodner, one of the Flames, there on the tackle.
And what you've seen from Liberty's defense early on in the season, Matt, is where you can have some success against them is if you're willing to stick with the run. They have given up some explosive running plays throughout the season. So it's one of those things where you can't panic. It's a 7-0 game. You're only in the 2nd quarter. You got to stick with a good back like Lawrence, and then eventually he'll have the opportunity to break one off.
Liberty 9th in Conference USA in rush defense this season. Looking to throw it here, near side, throws it up into traffic and bobbled, nearly picked. Henderson nearly got it off the deflection, and the Bears dodge a bullet.
Yeah, that was actually a really good throw, but which I understand the receiver was begging for pass interference as he was being held with his other arm, and he wasn't able to get his other arm out there. That's a missed call by the referee.
That was Damon Harmon in coverage. You may have got away with one. So now we're back in another 3rd and long. Missouri State just 1 for 3 converting 3rd down so far today.
Yeah, they need one bad here. Liberty's in zone.
Swing it to the running back. Lawrence crosses the 20, rumbles his way for a 1st down.
Yeah, that's just a really good call right there. They're trying to get the edge rusher who has lined it up way wide in a 9 technique, rush the edge, then flare the back, get the linemen out as front blockers and able to pick up that extra yardage for the 1st down. Just a good call, right? Safe call, good call, and effective call.
Lawrence effective running the football, has also been pretty good out of the backfield catching the ball for the Bears at times this year. He remains in the game now. They give it to him. Coming near side, and again, nowhere to go. Devin Henderson came in like a missile and drops him for maybe a loss of 1.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that you'll see in this Liberty defense. When you try to go sideline to sideline on them, their D linemen and their linebackers do a great job of flowing, locking out their blocks, flow with the play, and then getting downhill and stopping it before it ever gets started.
And this is a team in Liberty. They're down their best linebacker, Joe Carter, leading tackler last year, leading tackler this year. 2nd game he's been out. He's out for the rest of the year now. You're without Deuce Spurlock, another linebacker who wasn't able to go today, so it's getting a little thin in that room. Trouble, pressure comes, Clark takes a shot. He is sandwiched between about 3 Flames, as this Liberty defensive line has had probably more success today pressuring the quarterback than we have seen at any point this year.
Yeah, it's getting to the point now, and you're seeing these pass rushers really collapse a pocket from the edge, is that Missouri State has got to figure out a way to get the ball out of their hands quickly with some short drops so he doesn't have all that pressure that is coming down on his throat.
3rd and 10. 4 receivers in the game. Ramon Green, the running back. Clark in trouble again. Flag flies, wrapped up and dropped. That was Eli Hall that got him to the ground, and now we'll check the flag.
I think this is going to be holding, but Liberty is teeing off on them right now. Oh, hands to the face.
Well, want to make sure.
Personal foul, hands to the face. Offense, number 51. That penalty's declined. 4th down.
That's Bube Nabugu with a transfer from Delaware State. And yeah, right now there is just no time for Jacob Clark. That pocket is closing in a hurry.
And the thing is, Matt, is that defensive linemen, the 2 defensive tackles, the defensive ends, they start feeling it.
Yeah.
You know, and they start feeling that they can get pressure on the quarterback. That really obviously revs them up. All those guys want sacks, and so Missouri State's in a tough spot right now. They're going to have to figure out a way to run the football or protect the
Well, Reese Smith gets hit as he tried to catch him. I think it was his own teammate that hit him. That was Eric Smith who wisely was able to jump on the football, and Reese has asked to do. Dude, what's up? What's going on?
Whose team you on anyway? Oh, no, you got
Marshall. They got a piece of him. Flames 4.
Well, Liberty still leading 7-0 at Williams Stadium. Bears linebacker Jared Lloyd, so great to see him back on the field this season. He missed the entirety of last year due to a car crash. An RV drove through a stop sign. It ended up tearing Jared's patellar tendon. Head coach Ryan Beard told me it was our jobs to wrap our arms around that kid, support him through that. He takes so much pride that Jared is back out on the field this season. He says, I can't understate how hard he worked to get back to where he is, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, you read about that accident, and people said, you know, you see what took place, you're just amazed that he's alive. Ended up suffering that injury, and great story that he's back out on the field for them this year. 45 tackles on the season, and a big part of what they do on the defensive side of the football. And now that defense needs another stop. They have held the Flames since that opening drive. Liberty now with 2nd and 6.
Yeah, Liberty's had so much success with the perimeter runs. I like to see him go back to that from the offensive side here.
Dickens and Blue, the 2 backs in the backfield for Liberty. They run the option to the far side. Blue has it, and he is quickly cut down. Good tackle by Kanye Young. We've called his name a couple times.
Yeah, that's good defense right there. They try to, when you run that fullback right up the middle, it's easy to take that fake and then get caught on the inside. But Kanye Young just really takes his time, delays, the pitch happens, and then he's downhill right now with speed, able to wrap it up for a short gain.
A 3rd and 4. 4 receivers set for the Flames. Dickens remains in the ball game. Austin Henderson, the tight end, comes in motion.
Man to man. Should have a short cross beater. Reese Smith.
Vasco flicks it to Smith. Makes the catch across midfield. Still on his feet. Stumbling his way down inside the 45. Smith has come up big on a couple of 3rd downs here today for Liberty.
Yeah, when you take a look at that play right there, when you get the motion, that's why you use the motion. They pass it off. You know they pass it off. They went man-to-man across the board, and you have Reese Smith in the slot. It gives him that time just to work that little quick slant route, use his feet to get some space, and then pick up the extra yards in the 1st down.
Smith has had an injury-marred career, but when he's been healthy enough to be on the field, he has been very productive for the Flames. Dickens right up the gut, lowers the shoulder, drives forward, and ends up moving the pile. He gets 4 or 5.
And those are the plays, Matt, that pay off later in the game right there. When you make a decisive handoff like that, downhill handoff like that, and you're able just to press forward for 5 yards right there, what that does, those linebackers start realizing they have to get involved more quickly, and they're more susceptible to coming up and trying to hit that run earlier, and then that's when you pull it out of their gut, and then either the quarterback runs it or you work your option game to the outside.
All right, for Liberty right now, you take a look at the clock, under 3 minutes to go in the half. You can say, well, we might be able to just take this half all the way down and see if we can get points right before the break. Vasco avoids the rush, fires on the run, and it's dropped. Had his tight end, Austin Henderson, a great ball right between the 8 and the 3. Unable to haul it in.
Oh, Vasco couldn't have played that any better. A great job by him of stepping up in the pocket, avoiding the sack right there, keeping his eyes downfield, like you said, puts it right between the 8 and the 3, and just a drop on the play. But that's what I like about Ethan, Matt, is his ability to extend those plays, and not just extend them looking to run, but extending them keeping his eyes downfield.
In some ways, that's when he's been at his best this season. He's able to get outside the pocket. So another third down here, 3rd and 5. Vasco to the far sideline. It is dropped. Oh, nearly picked. That thing was almost going the other direction. Thomas Anderson had visions of the end zone.
Yeah, that did exactly. That didn't just have pick at it right here. He undercuts this little short out route, has it, and he catches that. He's going to score. And Jamie Chadwell says, enough of that. There's going to be no fourth. You would think, yeah, you would think in this 4th and 5 situation.
Sometimes
with the ball,
last play that you see makes that an easier decision. Yeah, right.
Thank God you're playing good defense. Your D line's handling their own line. This, I think, is the right decision to put him, try to pin him down.
Max Morgan hangs it up there. Fair catch called for and made by Dash Luke. And so now you flip it. You say 2:26 to go. Still time. You still got some timeouts there if you're Missouri State. So maybe you can find a way to get some points on the board and give yourself a little boost as you head to the locker room.
Yeah, Liberty dodged a bullet right there, almost a pick 6. But just like you said, the 2:26, and I do believe they have 2 timeouts left. Plus a 2-minute timeout, so they've got plenty of time. But they do have to get something going offensively, whether that's in the run game or through the air. And I think a big part of that is gonna have to get the football out of Jacob Clark's hands a little bit sooner because Liberty's pressure.
Just 75 total yards in the first half for the Bears. He pulls it out, pump fakes, fires, ball pinballing around. It'll fall incomplete. His receiver fell down on the play. That was Ronell Johnson he was trying to connect with. And just all looked out of sync.
Yeah, I thought he had in the RPO game there. I thought he had the handoff. There was a nice little crease the back was through right there if he just would have given it to him. And then you can see Coach Beard very upset. Believe that the receiver got held, tackle on that play, and was on the ground. There was no chance for him. I didn't see that one, but they missed that other one.
2nd down. Clark, pressure from the backside. Not sure he's aware of it. Tripped up and dropped. Bodner gets to him again. He has been a menace today, and Jacob Clark is hurt. He just never felt Bodner coming around from the backside. And the veteran quarterback slow to get up.
Yeah, now I think he's okay though. Yeah,
Liberty calls their first time out of the half. 30 seconds.
Clark has missed some time this year with injury. Missed the Middle Tennessee game, as Bodner was the one to trip him up from behind.
Yeah, Bodner, what a great. That's the 2nd time. Obviously, he hit him in the back on the first nickel blitz, and then comes on that one also, and just has speed and no give up on him, and able to make another sack.
Yeah, 2 sacks for Bodner. And Liberty's defense here today has been a problem. Pressuring the quarterback. This is a Liberty defense, only 11 sacks on the season. It had not been something they had done well throughout the year. They already have 4 here in the first half.
Yeah, they've been harassing Clark for this first half the entire time, and now they're putting him in even a more difficult situation, being roughly with 3rd and 14, 3rd and 15, and Liberty still got their timeouts left, so they may have the opportunity to get the ball back.
And these hits add up over the course of a game. Clark's been taking some punishment. Looking to throw. Has some time this time. Throws to the near side. The catch is made. Not nearly. Now a little scrum there at the end of it. Looked like he was short of the sticks. There's a lot of chirping going on down there.
A little scrummy, a little chirpy. It happens.
It's football. It gets that way.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
He almost got the first down.
He almost did. That'll hear for you guys at the half. Missouri State set to punt it away. 4th and 1. They're going to kick it away. Reese Smith back to return.
Good punt.
Smith retreating inside his own 30 now. Lands inside the 25. Takes a friendly Bears roll down inside the 10. Boy, that could be... You want to circle that one. Not often you say a punt could be a game-changing play, but it appeared like Liberty was about to get great field position with the chance to maybe put some points on the board here before the half. They're going to have to go a long way if they want to do that now.
I mean, the ball must have been hitting toe on the 10, 12 yard line, whatever it is.
71 yard for Stuart McDonald. Kid out of Rogersville, Missouri, got into that one.
Yeah, Stewart was standing on the 10 when he hit that one.
And there is no wind. Like, you look at the flags, they're not really moving. That was mashed.
Yeah, now that changes your thought process here for Liberty. Right. You're looking inside your own 10-yard line, 148. Plenty of time, though, with your timeouts. You got to try to generate some first downs and move the ball out of your own territory.
Vasco to throw near side. Jamari Person, his first catch of the day, and stepping out of bounds to stop the clock.
And that's a call I really like on first down. You have the ball on the left hash, so you're in the short side of the field. Corners playing off, just get a little 8-yard out route, pick up the yardage, get yourself in rhythm for the next down.
Person, the transfer from Colorado State. Vasco looking that way again. That one connects with his tight end. Henderson hauls that one in, enough for first down yardage.
Yeah, and the key to these plays is you got now move the ball up to the 23-yard line. You're out of the soup, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. And it stops the clock, so now you can gather yourself and start looking to open up your playbook a little bit more.
We've seen more of Henderson since Jacob Jenkins took a big shot early in the ball game. Henderson, the big tight end, remains in there. Little pressure. Vasco rolls out, throws off target. He was looking for Dante Lee coming back to the football. And Vasco says, my bad.
Yeah, good job of pressure on the outside. It looks like they ran a little bit of a twist right here. Came back over the top. There's your outside twister right there, attacking to the outside shoulder. But got Vasco off balance and had an errant throw right there.
Yeah, it's Tim Brantley Jr. providing the pressure. And 2nd and 10. Vasco surveying the field, lots of time now, and may take off and run. Nope, changes his mind, finds Jamari Person settling down near the near sideline. And so he gets about 8 on 2nd down.
And that's a real good job by Vasco, just staying alive and then putting himself now in that 3rd and 2. This is exactly where you want to be. You can run the football, pick the first down. It'll still stop the clock on the first down, so all options are available to you right now.
That's exactly what they do. They give it to Evan Dickens, drives forward to the 35, so that will be a Liberty first down.
Now you really pick up the pace. You have 2 calls in the huddle. You got your inside run right now. Clock stopped. They're getting ready to start it. This is where you work your 2-minute drill. Quick snap.
Vasco stands tall, fires into traffic. The catch is made. That was Person, his 3rd grab of this drive.
Yeah, really good job by Person right there. Guy is all over top of him right there and still goes up at high points. It picks up, put him in a 2nd and 1.
There's Christian Ford in coverage. Vasco again firing behind his receiver. Oh, that was dangerous. Thomas Anderson again. He's like, what? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he's had 2 of them that have been right there.
I don't know if he ever saw that one.
Yeah, he didn't see that one.
It was so far behind the receiver.
Yeah. But 52 seconds left in the half at 3rd and 1. Once again, pick up the first down with the inside run game. And then clock will stop. Get back, have 2 plays called, and be able to snap it quick.
Dickens on the carry, right up the middle. That's more than just picking up the first down. That's picking up a chunk of yardage. He rumbles his way inside the Missouri State 40.
Yeah, you really like Dickens. He hits that hole, gets to the 2nd level, and you take a look at him, and he has such great contact balance. Like, even after he gets hit right here, watch. He gets hit right here, and his legs are still driving.
Liberty quickly back up on the football. Vasco pressured, escapes on the move. He's going to take a shot down the field. Incomplete. A Liberty bench screaming for a flag. They're not going to get it as Dante Lee came down hard after trying to go up and high point that football.
Vasco could have saw him a little bit early. Dante Lee just didn't have a chance to get his shoulder square and throw it down for. Dante Lee came wide open. he had to let go of it. It was off balance and couldn't get the mustard on it that he wanted to. But yeah, clearly hit before. But hey,
trying to flip the hips there and get something into it. Underthrew him a little bit.
Yeah, I got to say they're even Steven though, because you know the refs had missed one earlier on Liberty themselves.
Now whistle, and Missouri State going to take a timeout.
Missouri State calls their second timeout of the half. 30 seconds.
So Liberty right now getting close to field goal range at worst. Although with still the 2 timeouts in his pocket, you got to think Jamie Chadwell's realizes he's got plenty of time to try to get to the end zone.
Yeah, ball at the 38. What is Jay Billingsley's long of the season so far, Matt?
As long as 50.
Yeah, so okay, so your ball's at 38. You can pick up another, you know, what, 10 yards or so. You're right there.
Billingsley, the transfer from Gardner-Webb, got off to a shaky start this season for Liberty. Lost the job for a game, regained it. Really has been solid ever since that point. His career long, by the way, going back to his time at Gardner-Webb, 54 yards.
Oh, wow, they're right there. And like you said, there's really not much of a wind today playing a factor. All the flags with very little breeze, so should be able to get all his leg into it. But once again, I agree with you, man. I still think with the timeouts that Liberty has in 32 seconds, if you can pick up a long gainer right here, you may even have the opportunity to get a shot at the end zone.
3 wide receivers all to the right side of the formation. Now they bring Person across to the left. Dickens remains the back in the ballgame. Vasco looking to the far side. Pressure comes from the backside, and he's forced to just throw it away. Smart play there by Vasco as he felt the heat getting to him.
Yeah, and you give credit, you know, to the Bears front four being able to get the rush on the passer, but on the Liberty side of things, like they had some deep, they were trying to take a shot right there. They had a cover 2 look with 2 deep safeties, and you'll see Reese Smith in the slot that they're trying to hit on a post right there, and he just that big D lineman just breaks right through, and then Vasco can't set his feet, and if he had a chance to set his feet right there, he might have had a touchdown shot to Reese Smith on the post route.
That's Mitchell Toney getting into the backfield. So now 3rd and 10, 26 seconds to go. Again, Liberty with 2 timeouts. Empty backfield, 5 wide. Vasco always a threat to run in these situations. Instead fires a strike. Reese Smith on the catch. First down yardage down inside the 25.
19 seconds left. They want to ground it right here. No, looks like they're going to run a play.
So you're using time here. You had your timeouts, and now they'll take it.
Yeah, I think you got to run up and just clock it.
Their second timeout of the half. 30 seconds.
You know, and coaches are all like this, Joe, and you've been around the game a long time. They so badly want to hang on to those timeouts. There are times, though, where you never even get a chance to use them because of how it develops in the last few seconds. You end up burning, what, 4 seconds while you're unsure, and then you end up taking it anyway.
Yeah, I think in that situation, do they have any timeouts left now? They still have one
left,
right? Yeah. I think right there, when that ball stopped with 19 seconds left, you start thinking, okay, I need to be able to run 3 more plays in 19 seconds. With 2 timeouts, you're going to be able to run 3 more plays. And so once they got that first down, they should have used that timeout right away. They've lost 4 seconds. Or run up and clock it. But if you clock it, you've now given away one of your plays.
Sure.
And you have time to run all 3 plays.
By the way, Jamie Chadwell sporting the
game clock operator. Please set the game clock to 19 seconds.
So okay, after all that,
they're giving it to him.
May have been signaling for the timeout. Okay. They were just slow to blow the whistle, so they end up giving him that time back. Say Coach Chadwell rocking the William Byron NASCAR hat today. Wow, did you see that? Nice. 24?
24 car. Blew a tire in the championship.
I was going to say, I know you're a fan of that, Joe.
Big fan of NASCAR.
Missouri State
calls their 3rd and final timeout of the half. 30 seconds.
Realizing how important this is, they burned their last timeout.
Yeah, you got to start thinking through now how you're going to play this, because if you don't pick up the first down, you're going to have to use your timeout, right? Now, what are your choices? let it run down to 3 or 4 seconds so you can kick the field goal, use your timeout early, then try to run one more play to get you the end zone. So I think this next play in picking up a first down is a big play for Liberty if they're looking to score a touchdown. So personally, if it was me from an offensive call standpoint, I would want to call a play right now that can get that first down, and then now everything changes. I got shots at the end zone, then we can use the timeout, kick the field goal if necessary, hopefully score a touchdown if you're on Liberty side.
Dante Lee, the lone receiver here to the near side. Vasco with time, looking for Smith, had him, throw behind him. And so it lands out of bounds with 14 ticks remaining in the half.
Yeah, Reese Smith was up the sidelines right there behind him. Vasco just a little bit wild. You can even see him. So, man, I think he knows he missed that one. But this is also a big series for Missouri State as they've moved down in here to try to hold them to the field goal attempt.
About 23 pass attempts for Vasco in the first half. That is a lot. He only threw it 20 times a week ago against Delaware. Second down. Vasco has room to run if he wants to. He's going to tuck it, slides down, did not get the first down though. And now the timeout called from the sideline. So that 7 seconds.
Yeah.
Boy, that's that dangerous kind of area there. If you do you want to?
Yeah, no, you just need to let it run down.
Liberty calls their third and final timeout of the half. 30 seconds. Please reset the game clock to 9 seconds.
Okay, so they give them 2 more. So does that give you enough time to take one shot? Has to be basically at the end zone or right at the sideline. And then you kick your field goal. At 7, that was kind of a dangerous. You're getting into that gray area where you're like, boy.
It's a little dicey right now because if something bad happens, then the half's over because you have no safety in the timeout. So right now in that situation when he slid, I would have let the clock run down to 3 seconds, call my timeout, kick the field goal, take the points, don't try to be greedy. And, you know, pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered, right? and right now you just want to stay a pig.
All right, well, here we go. Offense on the field.
Oh.
So a lot of trust right now to an Ethan Vasco.
Yes,
what's the one thing you cannot do in this situation?
Right.
You cannot take a sack.
Don't take a sack. Don't get tackled in bounds. You know, you line, and they're going to go safeties over the top. So you got to take a shot down the sidelines or a quick out. You throw a quick out, get a little closer for your field goal range. Vasco, helmet hits the turf, finally going to throw it away. Oh, and what was a little, I'm not sure what that was, Matt.
I'm not quite sure what it was either. It looked like
fake.
He almost wanted to take off, which would not have made a whole lot of sense there. So Liberty, after all that, you feel like they're probably fortunate to get an opportunity to kick a field goal. Jay Billingsley on to try it. Maybe from about 38 yards.
Yeah, like you said, Billingsley got hot. I believe he had one game. Did he have one game where he made 5 field goals? Is that right?
4 out there at UTEP. Yeah, maybe 10 of 14 on the year. Officially a 37-yarder. And he sneaks it through. So after all that, Liberty able to put some points on the board. First possession of the ball game, last possession of the first half. Though that's all you're scoring here in half number 1 in Lynchburg. The Flames able to take a 10-0 lead into halftime.
Yeah, dominant defensively for Liberty. They have collapsed the pocket and made Clark's life miserable all afternoon so far in this first half.
All right, we'll catch up here with Jamie Chadwell in just a moment. Our Annie Corey tracking him down, and she is with him now.
It's a great half for your defense. Your D-line's getting home. Offensively, though, what can be better?
Well, I thought we actually moved the ball pretty well. We had a great second drive going, and we tried a trick play. It didn't work out, and then we got some penalties. And then on the third drive, we had some drop passes. If you don't have drop passes, we think drop passes are return. We've moved the ball. So I knew it was going to be a low-scoring game, but we got to be patient there. But it's good to be up 10. They get the ball coming out. This is going to be an important drive for us.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Guys.
Appreciate it, Annie. We'll step aside. 10-0 ball game. Liberty leading. Rhett McGibbon and company. We'll break it all down to the half coming up next. Way 10-0 Liberty here in Lynchburg, Virginia. Matt Warner, Joe Yock here in the booth. Joe, 84 total yards in the first half for Missouri State. They get the ball first coming out here in the second half. how can they find success? How can they hold off that defensive line that has been in the backfield all afternoon?
Yeah, I think if I'm Coach Beard, I'm marching into to that locker room at halftime. I'm walking straight over that offensive line and looking those guys dead in the eyes and say, guys, we have no chance to win this football game if Shamari Lawrence has 8 yards rushing in the first half. And so they've got to figure out a way to get him going on the inside runs and then just get him touches. Some of their successful play was the swing pass that they gave them and get him in the passing game to get him downfield. He is too good of a football player not to get more involved in this football game.
Our Andy Corey caught up with Coach Beard a moment ago. Andy, what'd he say?
Yeah, thanks, Matt. Defensively, he said that I like the scheme we brought, and he feels like his defense is still settling into this game. He said, we need to do better at protecting the edge. He said, too much is happening out wide, especially with Vasco. Everyone needs to stick to their assignment, do their job. Then offensively, he told me, we need to stay ahead of the chains. Too many 2nd and long, 3rd and long situations. We need to protect the pocket. And then, like Joe was just saying, they have to run the football efficiently to be successful.
Appreciate it, Annie. Dash Luke on the return here, crosses the 20, and backpedals his way to about the 28-yard line. So that's where Missouri State will take over. Liberty, we talked about the pressure today from that defensive line. 4 sacks in the first half for the Flames, and really it never felt like Jacob Clark was able to settle into any kind of rhythm. He always had somebody breathing down his neck.
Yeah, and I think it goes back to what Andy talked about with Coach Beard, is that getting ahead of those chains where you can put them in a position where you can just pick up 3-4 yards on first down and then allow them in the passing game not to work so far downfield, slow developing plays, but to be able to get the ball in his hand quickly.
Pulls it out, looking to the near side, flips it. That's Luke on the reception, keeps his feet, and picks up 8 or 9 on first down. So they find a way to get a little 5'8" receiver Dash Luke, who's so explosive, get the football in his hands to start things.
And that's a great adjustment right there. You're just rolling him out, get a guy in the flat. It's a 2-yard little pitch out there to him as a pass, and he picks up 8 yards, a first down. You're ahead of the chains. That's exactly what you need to do. Now you have a chance. Get Shamari Lawrence involved in the run game. Run him inside, pick the first down, start getting some rhythm going.
Luke, the leading receiver on this team, his 2nd reception here today. The give, trying to work to the left, strung out. Now Lawrence cuts it back, jets forward, falls forward for another yard, and gets about back to where he started. Could have been a lot worse. Looked like he was going to get caught up for a loss. Able to keep it now at 3rd, 1.5. As it looked like an injured Flame down on the play. That might be Bryce Dixon.
Officials timeout for an injured defensive player.
He was one of those guys stringing that play out, and he's being tended to right now by that Flames training staff. You said it, though, earlier in the game, Joe, and we'll go back to it, thinking to that play we just saw. This Liberty team, not a team side to side, like sideline to sideline. They have athletes that they can string you out. Do you feel like with Lawrence, some quick hitters, some things between the tackles, trying to establish the run that way more so than what we just saw?
Yeah, and when you look at how the team's built, I mean, this is a big offensive line. They were built coming out from the Missouri Valley Conference into Conference USA, where it's a meat and potatoes conference, where like I think they need to really try to attack downhill at them instead of trying to attack the edges, because Liberty's athletes are just so fast and physical on the outside.
So here you go, big 3rd and 1 on this first possession of the second half. Clark goes under center. And movement up front.
That's the one thing you can't have happen.
False start. Offense, number 74. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Eric Cade, the senior tackle. And that changes things considerably.
Yeah, I think they're just going to try to quarterback sneak it right there and pick up the first down, have something positive. Now they've put themselves in a 3rd and 6 situation.
Green Jr., the running back, he is a threat to catch the ball out of the backfield. Clark waits, fires right through the hands of Blackstrain.
Oh, he just picked the wrong guy. They had a little scissors route, shallow cross on right there, and the receiver who is coming from left to right, you can see right there in the screen, he is wide open, and just you got to catch the football first of all, and pick up the first down, but just had the wrong read. Take that ball back to your right side there, throw that. He might still be running. There was a lot of green grass ahead of him.
So Missouri State forced a punt. Stuart McDonald boomed one earlier. This one didn't quite get into that one as Reese Smith makes the catch, tries to weave his way through traffic, able to pick up 4 or 5 yards, and the Flames will take over on the 35. So that Liberty defense continues. 10-0 ball game back here in Lynchburg. First offensive possession of the second half for Liberty. Liberty was able to move the ball in the first half, just didn't get a lot of points to show for it.
Yeah, penalties killed some drive drops, like Coach Chattel said at halftime, killed some drives. So see if they can find a rhythm. But from Missouri State's standpoint, the defense is playing hard, only giving up 10 points in the half. So you think keeping in the ball game.
Juan Blue takes the handoff, trying to get to the edge. He's going to lose yardage on this, shoved out of bounds. Boy, he lost 7 or 8 yards on that first down run.
Almost 10, I think. That thing was disastrous from the beginning.
So a terrible way to start this possession for the Liberty offense as they're going backwards. And all in all, Missouri State has done a pretty good job bottling up the run game today for the Flames. Obviously, they came in off a monster performance against Delaware.
Yeah, they were getting beat on the edges early, but they seem to clean that up, and like I said, they're doing a good job.
Yeah, they lost 10 on that first run. So now Blue gets another crack at it, this time on the reception. Not a lot there, and it'll bring up just like that 3rd and long.
Yeah, this is the things that drives offensive coordinators and head coaches crazy, is that you're all you preach about is staying ahead of the chains, and now you're in a 3rd and looks like what's that, about 18?
Yeah.
Yeah, not much, especially when you're trying to protect the lead. You're up 10-0. You don't want to turn over the football. I think you're going to see Liberty play this pretty safe and put their defense back out on the field.
Pasco throws, pick, no, it's dropped. Oh, goodness. Thomas Anderson for a 3rd time.
Oh, my goodness, that poor kid.
He's had 3, and 2 of them he probably takes back to the house.
And this one was the easiest one. This one was the easiest one. This is right in his mitts. He's got his eyes on it. Oh, he lifted up his eyes. He got big-eyed. Matt Moore, you know what they say about DBs, right?
The reason they're not receivers?
That's right, receivers who can't catch.
Boy, that kid has just had a heartbreaking day. As it is, Missouri State going to get the ball back. Late fair catch called for and taken by Dash Luke. So neither offense able to get anything going here.
Liberty leading 10-0. When Joe Carter's injury left a void in that Liberty linebacker room, redshirt freshman Delano Glod jumped onto the scene. Defensive coordinator Kyle Krantz told me that I've seen that pro mindset Delano has had for a while. Back when Delano was in high school, his senior year, the football program got shut down. He had nowhere to go, so he made do that year by traveling around and going to as many college developmental camps as he could. That's when he found Liberty. Coach Krantz said, I saw it back then, I'm seeing it now. Delano's not going to wait around for an opportunity. He's going to go for it.
Yeah, good to see him making the most of his opportunity. A Canadian kid who's finding success here in Virginia. That pass intended for Dash Luke, a little high. And bring up 2nd and down. Boy, you feel like Liberty is dominating this game in total control.
Yeah,
and yet it's 10-0. Like you're one big play away from everything changing.
Yeah, that's right. Liberty played man-to-man on that last play, and they did a good job covering. But that was finally a time when Jay Clark had some time back there and was protected.
Handoff up the middle. That's Green with some room to run. A little shake, now backpedaling his way. 1st down yardage for Ramon Green Jr.
Yeah, and I think, Matt, as you're watching this, when you're watching this game develop, what you're seeing now is Liberty's defensive line is flowing so hard directly to the run plays, and that's where they're able to stop it. So the mix-up right there is to give a little bit more of a counter action by able to look right there like they're going to the left side, the way the quarterback pivots out, and then counter back away from the flow of the defense. And so they're just trying to find a way to successfully run the football right now.
Green remains in the ball game at running back. Kid from the Springfield area, Nixa High School. Maybe got a little flea flicker action going out. Clark nowhere to go with it. Going to try to get what he can. He is hit and dropped. Falls forward for maybe 2 yards. So Try a little trickery there, see if you can find a spark, but the Flames covered it well.
Yeah, they did a real good job on the flea flicker, and usually those plays are designed only to have one guy you're going to take a shot at. They had 3 guys out on the route, and Liberty did a great job in their secondary covering all 3 of them. Clark had nowhere to go with the football.
Clark today 8 of 14 for just 85 yards. Fakes it to Green, sets his feet, fires downfield into traffic. Brylan Green got there. Did he get a foot down? No. They say he was out of bounds. The Liberty safety closed on it in a hurry, made the grab, but couldn't quite get the foot down in bounds.
I think he might. I'd like to see the replay on this. I think this may be closer than you think. Ref had obviously had a really good look at it, but let's take a look at the replay. Man, Brylan Green can cover a lot of ground.
Yeah,
no,
like
he's out.
Half his foot there on the white Green. All-American a couple of seasons ago at that safety position. Has been dealing with injury this year, missed a couple ball games. And now brings up 3rd and 8. Clark lofts one downfield, overshoots his intended target.
Yeah,
and
so
there's
they got
a very
him.
late flag comes flying across the field. Jamarie Robinson is who he was trying to connect with.
Yeah, there's no doubt that was pass interference. He's grabbing his shoulder pad the whole way. The ref down the sidelines right here didn't want to make the call. He clearly was on his shoulder the entire way, and the ref had to come in late.
Yeah, now a long conversation taking place between this crew. They're kind of saying, what did you see? Here's what I saw.
Yeah, really surprised the ref on the sideline did not make the call, because it's the right call.
That flag ended up coming from across the field when it was all said and done. So
pass interference, defense, number 26, 15-yard penalty, an automatic first down.
So that's Amarian Williams, Flames top corner.
Yeah, fans are booing at this one, but you'll clearly see on the replay. Look at this; he's got a hold of his shoulder pad, grabbing him down like they're going to call that.
It was more of the grab early than it was what happened late. At the end, you see Robinson kind of go to the turf there, but I'm with you. I think it was more so the grabbing of the shoulder pad that
it slowed him down early in the route, didn't give him a chance to get after the ball. When you stick that hand up in somebody's shoulder pad, you have to make that call.
4th penalty today for Liberty for 50 yards, so that could be a big one. Missouri State now in Liberty territory. Catch by Robinson, quickly dropped.
Nice play. Who was that?
Devin Henderson went firing in there and got him to the turf. Looked like there was an opportunity for some room to run.
Yeah, he really broke on the ball. A little tunnel screen right there. You usually don't see those corners from all the way out there. Take a look at it right here. Tunnel screen closes the gap down fast and keeps him to no gain. See, these are the situations right here, Matt, where I think, the off direction, outside runs, that this is what Missouri State's got to do, especially on 2nd down. They can't just get in a throwing game. You got to be able to establish that run game.
Lawrence is in the backfield. They roll out the quarterback Clark, throws on the move, throws at the feet of his intended target, Makai Cope.
Yeah,
I wonder if they're going to try to get to Lawrence swinging out of the backfield.
Yeah, I think originally they're trying to get in the flat, and I like what Missouri State's trying to do. They understand that they're not doing a great job of protecting the quarterback, so they're trying to move them. You looked at the little short dump pass that he gave early in the drive, and then rolling them out right there. So I like that aspect of rolling the quarterback out to keep the pressure off of them. But once again, now you're sitting in the 3rd and 10, and this is when it makes the playbook very difficult. However, you're on Liberty side of the field, so maybe you pick up 5 and go for it on 4th.
Clark pressured, spins off a tackler, steps up, fires a well-contested ball as Amarian Williams, who had the penalty earlier, able to break that one up.
Yeah, Clark's shaking up again. He's been harassed back there all day long. You take a look at it right here. Who's that? C.J. Bazell? No.
I think that's Brenton Williams. Almost got another sack. Already has one today. And unable to pick up anything there on 3rd down. So now the punt team comes on for Missouri State. But you got that first down. Was it 3 straight passes?
Yeah.
Right. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Like, Don't forget about Shamari Lawrence.
Yeah, and they found something in their counter game, so I'd like to see him try to run the ball a bit more.
Oh, line drive kick, couple of hops into the end zone. So the Flames will get it out at the 20.
Timeout.
Timeout on the field. We'll step aside as well. 9:04 in the third quarter. Both offenses trying to find their footing here in the second half. 10-0, Liberty leading Missouri State. Listen, if you watch this game, you're thinking, I want to see some teams get up and down, some shootout, great offensive play. Outside of that very first possession of the ball game, it has not been that. This has been a grind. Difficult to move the football, difficult to find points so far here today.
Yeah, that's the truth. Those first 7 plays, scripted plays that Liberty ran and scored a touchdown. I thought, whoa, they're going to light it up. And like you said, it's been a grind ever since.
Pitch out, Coleman takes it. Good run on first down. He gets 9 on that carry. And Ethan Vasco, he kind of took a shot on the end of that after he pitched that football. He's having a conversation with the defensive tackle there, Tim Brantley Jr. Let's take a look at some of the offensive numbers here today.
Yeah, you take a look at that. Not much action.
Flames get 9 on first down. Straight up the gut, able to move the chains. That's Dickens. Dickens today up over 60 yards rushing now.
Yeah, it almost, even though Liberty's up 10-0, I'd almost like to see him, go in and mix it up a little bit. Maybe go into a little up tempo, especially if you could pick up another first down here real quick. Go a little bit up tempo and try to change it up to get more of a rhythm.
Dickens moves to the left of Ethan Vasco. They give it to him straight up the gut again. It's about 3 yards on first down. You think back, though, to Liberty's success these last couple of years under Jamie Chadwell. What have we seen has been the recipe? You get out to a lead. Second half, you continue to run the football, and you just grind, and you just wear on that defensive line. And in the past, it's been those 3-4 yard gains suddenly start becoming 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, late in the ball game, and they're when they're at their best, they're an inside run football team.
Vasco pulls this one out, climbs in the pocket, throws down the middle of the field. Dante Lee had it and lost it. Good job breaking that one up. That was Jordan Dunbar.
That's a good ball. I mean, Dante Lee Jr., he's got to come down with that catch. Like he runs a good route. He's working away. Vasco throws that third level route. Ball's right there on his fingertips. He's got to be able to pull that in.
Dunbar, the transfer from Kansas State.
And that goes back, Matt, what Jamie Chadwell talked at halftime is like some of these drops are drive killers.
And now it's 3rd and 6. Vasco gonna roll to the near side. Pressure comes, avoids it, steps up, fires, broken up. He was looking for Mobley.
That's another great throw.
And that was Dixon who ended up getting a hand in there and knocking it away. Dylan Dixon, the junior out of Houston, Texas.
I mean, Vasco does a great job of avoiding the pressure here. He's got nowhere to go early, stays alive. Look at that throw.
Yep.
I mean, if you're a receiver, you got to attack the football, come back, make that play. And that ball's up in the air. You got to get angry at it and go get it and make plays for your quarterback. He's back there avoiding pressure, fighting and delivering strikes. These receivers for Liberty need to step up and haul some of these balls in.
So Max Morgan on to punt it away again. Ash Luke waits for it. He'll have a chance to return this one. Coming to the near side. It spins off it, keeps his feet, now reverses field. He's got some room and some blockers in front. Drugged down at the 40-yard line. Maybe it'll be a special teams play that provides the spark for the Bears. Although Luke looks like he may have been injured on that play. He's not putting any weight on that left leg as he makes his way off the field. Boy, he fought on that return, reversed field, and there for a moment looked like he might really be able to break off a chunk of yardage.
Yeah, he did a great job, like you said, reverse against the field, having the courage back there to not fair catch it, and then Yeah, I thought he was going to get the wall right here. He cuts it up, does a good job spinning out. But watch it, Corey Jones. This thing has a chance to go somewhere. Because that block's made. He could have cut that back up inside. So great job by Corey Jones holding that thing to a shorter game than what it could have been.
22-yard return. The run goes for about a yard on first down. There's not much there for Shamari Lawrence.
Yeah, the most success that I liked in Missouri State's run game today, Matt, was that little counter play they had. A lot of that has to do watching the quarterback come out, reverse out one way, and then the play starts in one direction and then works back to the other direction. That's where they had some of the success running the football. Would like to see him go back to that.
Bears averaging 1.5 yards a carry here today. 24 rush yards. Here we are with just over 6 minutes to go here in the third. Clark looking at the near side. Oh boy, that nearly went the other way. Dexter Ricks saw that one coming and was sitting there waiting for it.
Yeah, I think Clark thought he was just sitting down in a little zone right there, but he didn't see Dexter Ricks, who was lurking right there behind it and broke on the football and almost had a chance for a pick six.
And it feels like Missouri State has been in 3rd and long all afternoon. Here's another one. Check to the sideline.
Yeah, Liberty's going to look like they're going to blitz the 5th guy, but my gut tells me that he's going to drop out of there, and they're only going to rush 4.
Just get the play off the time now. Flag flies.
Is that delay game?
Boy, I thought they got it off.
Full start.
Okay, all right.
Offense, number 51.
That's Boubet and the Boogoo. Yeah, they were up against it with the play clock there when they snapped it. And it's been that kind of afternoon for Ryan Beard.
Yeah, they need some type of explosive play to gain momentum. You just feel like they're stuck in the mud right now. They got to hit a shot. It looks like they're going empty right now, trying to spread it out. But you're in a situation right now, 3rd and 15 with 6 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Even though it's 3rd and 15, I still think you got to take your play calling. It's got to be a little riskier. Take some chances, get the ball downfield.
They're going to do just that. Fires on target, catches made into Liberty territory. Tristan Gardner on the receiving end, and that's the biggest play of the day for the Bears.
Yeah, and you can see what that comes down to is they've had some shots downfield, but Clark just hasn't had the time in the pocket, and that time he was able to set his feet, step into the throw, and be able to make the completion. This all comes back to one thing. Clark is a very capable quarterback. He just needs the time for the plays to develop and make the throws.
31-yard gain. They're going to throw it again. Catch made. Jamarie Robinson on the reception, driven out of bounds, but gets about 5.
And that's when we talk about rhythm. You get a big shot down the field, right? And then you follow that up with a positive play to get a 5-yard out call. That's good play calling. 5-yard out call, you get second and 5 right here, and you start to get an offense that is the beginning stages of feeling like they're getting a little bit of a rhythm. And this is where I'd like to see him run the ball.
Shamari Lawrence in the backfield. Has been bottled up for the most part here today. They pull it out, trying to set up a screen, and really nowhere to go with the football. They were trying to get it to Jamarie Robinson. Flames were all over it.
Yeah, Liberty had that. That's one of those plays that the scout team drew up the cards, and they repped that screenplay probably about 50 times in practice. So you saw them snuff that out right away.
The Bears converted a big 3rd down a moment ago. 3rd and 5 now.
Now, this is a crucial drive for Missouri State with 0. The first points are the hardest points to get. Whether that's a field goal or a touchdown, they've got to walk out of this drive with some points.
Clark looks to pass, throwing it near side. Caught and into the end zone in the middle of 3 Flames. Jamarie Robinson somehow hauls it in.
Well, you're really finding out right now when Clark is able to have the protection. Like you said, man, there's 3 guys around him. When Clark's able to have that protection, take a look at it right here. Stands in the pocket. He's clean, able to throw it just over the outside shoulder. Perfect pass in the end zone for the touchdown. This guy can play as long as he doesn't have the mobility, so if he's not under distress, he can really play.
That was not terrible coverage by Christian Bonner. The ball placement was just perfect. The extra point up and through, and we've got ourselves a whole new ball game. Missouri State finds a couple explosive plays offensively. Remember, it all started with the Dash Luke punt return, and they get their first points of the afternoon, and it's a 3-point ball game.
Yeah, and that was a great adjustment. So some of those balls, when you're a receiver and you have a ball that's worked to your outside shoulder that's coming right over your head, those are difficult balls to track. And he did a good job of tracking that ball and then catching it on the other side of his body. Great concentration. Also knowing there's 3 guys right there on top of me, and he did a really good job.
Robinson leads this team now with 4 touchdown receptions, had 2 in their last game against FIU. Hauls that one in as well. He was a guy that Ryan Beard said, there was a time earlier this year where we just had to pull him out. Say, like, you got to refocus. You got to get your mind right. You're not where you're supposed to be. He was a freshman All-American back in 23. Wasn't playing up to the standard earlier this year, and he has come back with a vengeance since getting that little talking to earlier in the season, and makes the biggest play of the day for that Bears offense a moment ago.
That was a beautifully thrown ball. You couldn't have dropped it in there any better.
Now Montero signals for the fair catch, so the Flames take the touchback, and now your liberty. You felt like, oh, you're in control, like everything's going your way. You're leading 2-score game. It's been a while since they've looked effective on the offensive side. They need to find a way to get an answer.
Yeah, I mean, this game is starting to get that feel to it. Under 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, is that if you're Missouri State, you're saying, man, we took a lot of punches right there. We took a pressured quarterback getting sacked. We really struggled offensively. We took the punches, and we're only down 3 points. So yeah, that's a shot in the arm for them. And see how their defense comes out and plays on this drive.
Let's get a quick injury update with Annie.
Yeah, Matt, Dash Luke, after he congratulated Robinson on that touchdown, he came out of the medical tent. He's been doing some sprints. He told trainers that it all felt good. So right now it seems like he should be back in this game momentarily. Yeah,
he's an explosive player for Missouri State. They'd hate to lose him, as that one was knocked down. And you always worry on plays like that. Are you making sure that ball's going forward, not backward?
Yeah, and the thing about that, which is so frustrating from Liberty's aspect, is that's just a little flare screenplay that you'll complete 90% of the time, and they knock it down, and now you're in a 2nd and 10 behind the chains again.
Give it to Dickens, coming near side, bottled up, going nowhere. Missouri State did a great job of hemming him in, and then Sterling Smithson was waiting on him to get him to the turf.
Yeah, 3rd and 8 right here. I do think that Liberty in their play calling has got to become very aggressive and pick up this 3rd down. You may want to take a little bit of a shot downfield, be able to make sure you pick up the 1st down, because they give the ball right back to Missouri State now with a 3 and out. Could end up costing them.
Vasco sidesteps the pressure, eyes downfield, fires towards the near sideline. 2 receivers there. Jamari Person made the grab. Was he the intended target? Who knows, but it works out for the Flames.
Yeah, I really like they're doing a good job downfield of covering him, but Ethan's also doing a good job of not panicking. He just throws the ball up in the corner over there along the sidelines and says to his player, hey, somebody go make a play.
Austin Henderson, Jamari Person, both in the neighborhood. Person made the grab, and it was a big one as the Flames able to move the chains.
I don't think that's how they draw it up at the coach's clinic.
I don't think so. Dickens, little stutter step, now has some room to run. Breaks a couple of tackles, 1st down yardage.
Well, that's where he's good, isn't he? He gets up to that line of scrimmage. He's got great vision. He uses that stutter step, just like you said, Matt. Busts it to the outside. That's when Dickens is at his best.
And a good burst. We saw, last week against Delaware, a 70-yard touchdown run. He can be a home run hitter for him, too, if he gets a little crease. Ball just inside the Missouri State 40. Dickens going to run it again. This time, not much success. Runs into a wall of Bears defenders.
Yeah, I think for both teams right now, you're getting into that part of the field where if you're Missouri State, they're not quite in field goal range yet. Can you hold them without points? And then if you're Liberty, can you answer the bell after the long touchdown from the Bears?
A back to either side of Vasco. That's Blue and Dickens in there. They'll give it to Dickens, straight up the gut. And he'll get a couple of yards. DJ Westlock, one of the Bears defenders, to wrap him up and throw him down.
Yeah, 3rd and 7. Looks like about a 3rd and 7, but you have the ball on the 37-yard line. So if you can even convert this into a 3rd and 2, yeah, I think Liberty would go for it at that point.
Just over 2 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Still a lot of football left to be played. Liberty today on 3rd down has converted 7 of 13. Bears bringing some pressure, and it gets to him. Vasco surrounded and dropped, and the Bears finally get home, their first sack of the ball game.
Yeah, a real surprise right there that Ethan Vasco didn't pull the trigger. He had his guy that he goes to on 3rd down, and that's Reese Smith up in the slot. He had him open right away, right there. He ran a little quick out route, could have caught the ball, picked up the 1st down, and for some reason, I don't know if Vasco didn't see him or what happened, but that's his go-to guy on 3rd down, and he just didn't pull the trigger. It was a short little quick out route, didn't pull the trigger.
Caleb Dietland got the sack. He's had a nice ball game. He now has 2.5 sacks on the year, and the Liberty Flames forced to punt it away.
Whoa.
That's not a great one. Max Morgan ends up getting it to check up around the 19. So all things considered, Missouri State's going to get better field position out of this than you probably thought.
Yeah, that's right.
That last drive for the Bears finally got some things going. It really started with the punt return. Dash Luke, 22 yards on the return. You had a 3rd and long. You were able to convert it on this pass to Tristan Gardner, over 30 yards, and then pinpoint accuracy on the touchdown throw to Jamarie Robinson. And now all the momentum feels like it's on that Missouri State sideline as they have the football with the chance to go in front on this possession.
Yeah, and we talked about how Liberty got the ball, moved it after that drive, almost got themselves in the field goal range, and then Missouri got exactly what they needed to stop.
The pitch to Lawrence coming to the near side. Bodner got a hand on him. He spins off of that, spins again, and picks up 8 or 9 on 1st down.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what I'm talking about right there, Matt. Even though there wasn't much there, you see with Shamari Lawrence, his ability to pick up extra yardage and put them in a situation where they end up in a 2nd and 1. That's a guy you just, as you move into the 4th quarter here and you're only down 3 points, that's a guy you really want to get involved and have an impact in this game.
They go right back to him. He'll stutter step, falls forward. Not much there, but enough to move the chains. Lawrence now about 37 yards rushing here today. Again, he's coming off a 100-yard game against FIU. They last played 10 days ago, so they had a little extra time to heal up and prepare for this road contest in Lynchburg. And right now, the Bears trail by just 3 as we head to the 4th quarter. They hung around, found that big play. They're hoping they can take a lead on this drive. 10-7 ball game when we come back. Well, we could be in store for a good 4th quarter here.
Did you see Sparky right there? He was rocking.
Is that right? Well, he's trying to bring some energy back in this build. There hasn't been much. So really, the Flames kind of sleepwalking offensively through that 3rd quarter, trying to get this crowd back into it at a critical part of this ball game. Missouri State with the football, their own 31. Swing it out to the running back. Green on the reception, has some room across the 40, weaving through traffic, taken down near midfield.
Well, you could see that one develop. They had a play right away. You get a rush on the defensive end side. They flare the back. It's supposed to be training. That's called training that, picking up that back who's coming out of the backfield, but he decided to rush instead, dump it off to him, picks up a big gainer.
He's a guy they use a lot in the pass game. Came into today, 20 receptions, 3rd on the team, over 300 yards receiving. And they are knocking on the door to Flames territory now. Pull it out, looking downfield. And they were looking for Jamari Robinson, and a late flag flies. At the end of that play, you could see Robinson had kind of been spun around a little bit. Dexter Ricks in the coverage, and that flag makes you think maybe Ricks kind of had a hand on the hip and turned him a little. We'll see as the conversation continues between this crew.
Pass interference, defense number 20, 15-yard penalty, an automatic first down.
So there you go. That's the 5th penalty today on the Flames. The 2nd pass interference call. Let's see if we can get a look at it. See that hand?
Correction, it's a spot foul.
You know what? There
First
wasn't
down.
a lot there. Robinson kind of went ahead and turned his body, and I think that reaction to it is what drew the flag.
Yeah, and I think from a discipline standpoint, Dexter Ricks doesn't need to give the ref the opportunity to make the call. He didn't need to grab him around the waist right there and give the ref the opportunity to make that call.
Clark going under center. They give to Lawrence. He's got a crease, some room to run, and he'll have first down yardage. So now this Bears offense starting to get rolling.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Matt. That's that counter play right there. That's where they've had their most success. They start the quarterback out showing the ball to the right side. The back starts to the right side, and then you counter back to the left side. They've ran it 2 times, and both times they've run it, they've had success in the running game.
Lawrence up to now 48 yards on 10 carries today. Green checks back in at the running back position. He stands to the left of Jacob Clark. Fake it to him. Looking downfield, firing towards the end zone. And off the fingertips of Jamari Robinson. He nearly hauled in another one.
That was another great throw that Jamari Robinson should have made the catch again. But I mean, you take a look at this throw. Once again, showing you protect Clark, keep him clean, and he drops this in. This is the same as the other one.
That was a fantastic throw. Again, pretty decent coverage. He put it where only his receiver could get it. Robinson just unable to snag it.
Boy, the Bears have had some missed opportunities in this football game.
Think back to those couple of dropped interceptions that could have gone the other way. Clark gonna take another shot. Has his running back caught by Green down at the 5. Ramon Green working on the linebacker, Aiden Vaughn, able to get free.
Yeah, Clark is a different quarterback when you can keep him clean in that pocket. Once again, he's able to step into these throws. Good job bringing him back towards the inside, away from the defender, and a great catch down there on the 5-yard line.
2nd reception by Green on this drive, and now the Bears, they can sense it. They have a chance to take a lead in this ball game.
And this is where Liberty's defense in the red zone really needs to bow their neck, try to get a stop.
They give it to Lawrence, up the middle, keeps those feet churning, moving the pile, grinding towards the end zone, finally taken down at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, and you get in, talk about the red zone. If you're on the Missouri State side, you get in the red zone. This is Missouri Valley Conference football from last year, where you get the 2 bigs pulling around. He gets downhill, keep fighting, keep scrapping all the way down to the 1-yard line. That's their style of football in the red zone. They're going to be tough to stop right here.
Liberty led 10-0. At the half. Missouri State just not moving the ball, couldn't get anything going. Finally the touchdown pass to Robinson. Now on this drive, half a yard away from taking the lead. They're looking to throw. Clark rolling, looking. Will he take it himself? Yes, he will. The big fella scampers into the end zone, and the Bears go in front.
You got to give this Jacob Clark kid a lot of credit. He's a gutsy competitor. I saw him have big 72 in there, lead and blocking. I thought for sure there's gonna be a run play right up the pipe, and then Clark's able to scramble out and score the touchdown. But man, he's become a different player. He's gaining confidence once they started to protect him.
Yeah, this second half, it's been night and day difference for him. His 3rd rushing touchdown of the season, the extra point up and through. And all of a sudden, this stadium, a little bit of tension in the stadium. Flames trailing by 4 here in the fourth quarter.
Well, Missouri State's taken a 4-point lead here at Williams Stadium. Bobby Petrino, current Arkansas interim head coach, left this Bears program in the hands of Ryan Beard 3 years ago. It was the culmination of a long journey. Ryan Beard first joined Bobby Petrino's staff at Louisville in 2017, and Bobby knew that Ryan Beard's end goal was head coach. He told Ryan Beard, chase any opportunity, even a D2 head coaching gig where Ryan Beard said, I was the equipment manager at some times. But in doing all of that, gaining those non-flashy experiences, that's what gave Bobby Petrino the trust in Ryan Beard that he was ready for this program. Ryan Beard said it was Bobby Petrino that truly taught him what it means to be in this spot now, a successful head coach at the FBS level.
Yeah, he is certainly a successful coach at this level. We're seeing that here today. Also, he's also Bobby Petrino's son-in-law. Yes. So there's all a family dynamic going on this staff. The OC is Nick Petrino, Bobby's son. The DC is another son-in-law. So you got a lot of family dynamics involved. Although Coach Beard said, listen, family's family, business is business.
That's right.
Like we don't let that stuff kind of affect how we operate once we're working on game plans and such. As Liberty starts this drive on a little pitch to Vaughn Blue. He's got some room to his best run of the day. He's up near midfield. And all of a sudden, we talk about Liberty feeling a little pressure. First time today they've had to respond. They start off with one of their best runs of the day.
Yeah, and I like Vaughn Blue's patience right here. He waits at the sideline right there for that block to develop and then able to cut back up inside it.
Liberty had just 44 total yards in the third quarter.
Yeah, you have to put together a drive right now to answer.
Pasco fires near side, caught by Jamari Person. This has been his most productive ball game. That's his 4th reception here today.
Yeah, and once again, I like that. And Liberty's done that a couple times. You get the ball on the hash right there. You have a long run. You follow it up with just an easy throw into the sidelines, the short side of the field. Pick up 9 yards on first down.
Dickens right up the gut. Gets enough to move the chains. So a couple of quick first downs for the Flames in Bears territory as the clock ticks down towards 10.5 minutes to go in this ball game.
Yeah, I like a little bit more tempo right here from Liberty. You pick up those first downs, just like you said, Matt. Get a little bit more tempo. Make sure you got get a couple play calls. So if you hit something, you can get up there and run the next play. Try to mix it up a little bit to help yourself get a rhythm.
Dickens gets it again. Taken down. That was big Ahmad Poole that got him to the turf after Dickens picks up about 4.
Yeah, and this is what Liberty hadn't done in their first few drives of this half, is get ahead of the chain. So they're in a 2nd and 5 right now, and they've had some struggles with this, but this is the position that you do want to be in.
Dickens 85 yards on the ground here today. One receiver to either side for the Flames. 2 backs. That's Coleman and Dickens back there. They're going to run the option. Coleman takes the pitch. Across the 30. Breaking free inside the 20. Finally bumped out at the 15.
Yeah, really well-designed football play right here. I believe it's the tackle that they actually pull out there to get ahead as a lead blocker for the pitch man. This is a design pitch all the way. You see the fake inside, and then you see the tackle pulling to the outside. Look at the big man.
Badowski out there.
The Badowski putting the smack down on the outside. And that's just a really well executed, well designed. That was meant to be a pitch all the way.
Coleman now today 40 yards on the ground on 3 carries. They've utilized him in the option game. He remains in there with Dickens. Mobley goes in motion. They give it to Dickens. Hit and drop. Good tackle, as it looked like if he got past that, he had nobody in front of him. That was Kanye Young who got him down.
Yeah, Kanye Young is a really good inside run football player, and he does a good job of working sideline to sideline. But as a middle linebacker, what a really good job of closing. You have to be, as a linebacker, once you see that play develop, you have to have the closing speed to shut it down right away, and he's done a good job of that all afternoon.
2nd and 7 for the Flames. Dickens the lone back. They pitch it out to Smith. Stutter step inside the 10, falls forward to the 5. A flag flies in the middle of the field. And Smith going in motion, slammed on the brakes, reversed it back the direction from where he came. A nice pickup, but we'll check the marker.
Yeah, let's get a look. Ethan Vasco's clapping.
Personal foul, hands to the face, defense, number 99. 15-yard penalty will be added. Excuse me, correction. Half the distance to the goal line. Automatic first down.
That's Ryan Williams, flagged for the penalty, and he's going to check out of this ball game.
Take a look, see what we see here. Hands to the face.
Kind of couldn't really see it right there on the right of the screen. But now Liberty a chance.
Yeah, knock on
the door themselves. Flames offense kind of sleepwalking through the second half until they needed an answer. They've been able to move the ball effectively on this drive. Jacob Jenkins, the tight end, settles in. And now Vasco looking to do it himself. Running, weaving through traffic, falling into the end zone. Touchdown Flames. Liberty goes back in front.
Yeah, good job by Vasco right there. Just a good old-fashioned quarterback power. Get the lead blocker with the running back. Got the offensive line pulling through, guards pulling through, offensive line. Take a look at it right here. You watch a guard pull around, get the back to lead through. Little QB power play. That is a great answer by the Liberty offense after being bobbled up after since this entire second half has started.
5th rushing touchdown of the season for Vasco. The extra point up and good, and Liberty goes back in front. So after most of the day, these offenses really struggling. Oh boy, they found some rhythm now. Still a long way to go in this ball game.
Score in the red zone right here. You look at this. You have a block down right there. Now check this out. You don't see this often, but it's the center who's pulling around, and because it's quarterback power, Dickens is able to become the extra blocker to lead up in there, and then Vasco just runs the quarterback power right through there. This is a good play. Center pull, fake the run, extra blocker, boom, power up in there, find the little gap, touchdown Flames. That's a really solid red zone play, and you have that extra blocker when you have a quarterback that is capable of running the power play.
Yeah, we haven't really seen Vasco find much success running the football today. Earlier in the season, it felt like maybe that was more of a necessity or a bigger part of the offense, but down in that red zone, he becomes awfully dangerous.
Yeah, and I think that also, too, with the health of Ethan being banged up a little bit, he's such a powerful runner. He doesn't like to slide. He doesn't like to go down, is that they want to limit the times that he takes shots throughout the game. But when you get in the red zone like that, and you got to get the football in the end zone, that's when it's called for.
All right, so Jacob Clark's turn now as he leads this Missouri State offense. If you're Liberty, you got to find a way to get him out of rhythm. Well, that's going to help as Shamari Lawrence loses his footing and they lose a yard on their first play. Yeah, take a look. Those last 2 drives, more yards on those last 2 than on the first 6. And it's really been because Jacob Clark has had time in the pocket and able to survey the field.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Matt. You couldn't have said it better. When he's able to stand tall in the pocket, boy, he's a precision passer.
Liberty brings the late blitzer. The linebacker comes in. That on target. Caught. Now turning upfield across the 40. Makai Cope with the nice reception up to the 45-yard line.
And those are the little things, Matt, that some people don't even recognize, is that Clark could see the defender was playing high over the top. You take a look at the replay, he's playing high over the top, so he has to put this ball just a little bit behind him, which helps the receiver reach back and get it. So those are the details of quarterback play that I am really impressed with Clark, once again, when he's clean in the pocket.
7 years of college football. Clark has seen pretty much everything to this point. Just does get that one out in time. Finds his tight end as that defense bearing down on Clark. That was Jaron Askren on the reception and a positive gain.
Yeah, and now you're starting to like up their play, like the way that they're mixing up their play calling. They're dropping back in the pocket, taking some intermediate throws, they're taking some shots down the field, and then there's some other ones where it's like put the ball in the hand, throw it out in the flat, pick up 6 yards, have a second and medium.
Now Clark checking with the sideline. Ryan Beard telling us this week And actually now they'll let Clark make his own checks at the line a lot of times. He's able to control things. He knows the offense so well. He's seen so much. They trust him to change things on the fly. Gives it to Lawrence here. He tries to bounce it out. Nowhere to go. Wrapped up and dropped. Donovan Dozier there to stop him. And Missouri State's going to lose a couple yards on the play.
Boy, this is a little bit of the cat and mouse, Matt, of a defensive to offensive football. So what Liberty's doing right there is they're showing Clark, when he came over and he talked about being able to call his own plays, they're showing him a light box where there's only 5 in that box, so that automatically puts you in a run play. But what Liberty's saying is our guys are better than your guys, so you try to run it on us in that light box, and obviously Liberty won that battle.
3rd and 7. Bears have it on their own 48. Robinson goes in motion. 3 receivers now to the near side. They're setting up a screen, and it's dropped. They were setting up the screen to dash Luke. Unable to hang on to the football.
Yeah, and that's a potential home run ball when you know that you're going to get man-to-man coverage and you run those tunnel screens. If you're able to catch it, everybody's locked up on their man, and a lot of times those go for big gainers, but do a good job over the top there. But I'm going to say that's another drop pass.
And so the punt team will have to come on. You can see a little bit of a hesitation picking on that sideline, but especially after losing a couple of yards on 2nd down, where you are on the field. Still 5.5 minutes to go. Bears going to punt and play some defense. Donald drives it. Fair catch called for and taken by Reese Smith at the 16. So Missouri State defense, they've been good most of the afternoon. They need to get a stop here, trailing by 3. Lynchburg, 5:24 to go. What's on the line? Well, we told you at the outset, in all likelihood, this is an elimination game when it comes to the regular season title in Conference USA. We got, what, 5.5 minutes to decide it. Both these teams with 1 loss in conference play. Last drive for Liberty. Started to put something together, especially running the football. Started to see some chunk plays on the ground. It started with the Von Blue play. Then you saw Coleman get involved. It ended with a quarterback run. Flames now trying to see if they can string some more together. Not just to score, but you're also trying to just chew up some clock and control this thing here down the stretch. They run the option. First play, and not much there. It was Von Blue taking the pitch. He gets maybe 1.5 yards.
Yeah, you start looking at both of these teams right now in the situation. I think they both feel the pressure, and that's Liberty, is to pick up first downs, chew some of this clock off, and end the football game right here. If you're Missouri State, you've been doing a good job in the 2nd half protecting Clark, and you're thinking, man, if we just get 1 more shot with him and the football in his hands with a decent amount of time, they're going to have an opportunity to win the football game.
Evan Dickens stands to the left of Ethan Vasco. Vasco looking to run it. Runs into his own man, bounces off of him, lunges forward again. It'll bring up 3rd and about 1.5 yards. So as you said, Joe, we haven't seen a whole lot of the designed run. We mentioned, Vasco's shoulder has been a problem throughout the year. But now it gets down to it. You're trying to close out a ball game. It's all on the table.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You try to protect your quarterback, and he's been banged up. But now you're getting into a situation you couldn't have said any better, Matt. It's crunch time, and you want to put the ball in the hands of the guys you think are going to get it done.
3rd and 1. The give to Dickens. First down yardage. Keeps his feet. Breaking free across the 45. He nearly got loose and took that one the distance.
Yeah, what a great run by Dickens right here. Once again, his balance is just off the charts. You see him get hit right here and spun around. That's that guy's coming down, not Dickens though. He's able to accelerate through it, keep his feet, and pick up a big gainer.
He's up over 100 yards on the day. 2nd straight game he's been able to do that.
Yeah, now you're going to see Liberty really, especially after picking that first down, really bleed this clock down.
Missouri State has all their timeouts and the 2-minute timeout as well. Handoff right up the middle. Dickens, another chunk of yardage, 7 or 8 on that carry. And again, when Liberty's had success under Jamie Chadwell, there have been these times. Everybody in the building knows you're going to run it, but that offensive line is able to continue to wear down that D line of the opposition. You start seeing those 7, 8, 9 yard gains, and That's what we've seen so far on this drive.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think what sets that up is what Liberty's been able to do, especially showing that last drive, is attack the perimeter. And they're giving an attack perimeter look, but then handing it off up the middle and picking up some good yards.
Vasco running that play clock down as far as he can. Under 5 seconds now. And off again. Dickens kind of tripped over his own feet there maybe. Unable to get anything on that play. So it'll bring up 3rd and 3. Huge opportunity here for the Missouri State defense.
Yeah, they're going to ride this down to the 2-minute timeout. It looks like Coach Beard's going to hold on to his timeout. So even if they get a first down, they'll still have a shot. But this is a big 3rd down.
Liberty's going to line up, but
try to get him a jump offside.
Yeah, you don't need to snap it. Vasco with a hard count, seeing if he can get somebody to jump. And we will take it all the way down to 2 minutes. One of the biggest plays of the game.
There it is.
Coming up right here. 3rd and 3 for Liberty. Evan Dickens has been the dude for Liberty today. 26 carries, 120 yards, 1 touchdown. And as now we approach maybe the biggest play in this ball game, Joe, you expect him to be involved in some form or fashion. Take me to the defensive huddle, though, for Missouri State. What are you expecting here? What are you trying to do to get a stop and see if you can get the ball back here and get yourself one last chance?
Yeah, 3rd and 3 is a tough spot to be in, but I think if you're Missouri State, you're going to have to play a little bit of the guessing game. When that is crowd the front, potentially slant your front 4 in one direction. Hopefully that you guess right and are able to get a stop.
Here we go. 3rd and 3. Dickens to back in there. Tight end Jenkins goes in motion. Drops. Vasco dropped it, picks it up. It's still loose on the turf. Ball is still rolling free. Scooped up by Missouri State. Running towards the end zone inside the 10. It's fumbled. Did it go out of bounds? Where did that ball go out? Vasco's coming away with it. Who has the football?
Oh my God!
What is happening?
Oh my goodness! He might have fumbled that through the end zone. This may be Liberty's ball.
What is going on? Both fan bases trying to figure out what we just saw.
The ruling on the field is there was a backward pass recovered by the defense and then fumbled at the half-yard line, recovered in the end zone by Liberty. It'll be 1st and 10 Liberty.
Oh my goodness. Unbelievable.
What a play. What a play.
Missouri State just had this one gift wrapped. Vasco just drops the snap. That ball, about 4 different people got a paw on it. Finally, DJ Westlock, all 6'4", 255, scoops it up. Now watch, loses the handle, and Vasco got, you know what? He couldn't catch the snap, but he was able to catch that one. Wow.
Oh my goodness, what a play.
You have got to be kidding me.
Hey kids, guess what? No matter what bad happens to you, that's why you never stop hustling. Vasco was dead in the water, fumbles it, picks it up, and he's the guy back at the goal line hustling down there to make a miracle play.
Please set the game clock to 1 minute and 39 seconds. 1:39 on the game clock.
That is unbelievable.
Correction, 4:09. 1:49 on the game clock.
You think about the opportunities Missouri State has had today. 2 interceptions that are probably pick sixes if you hang on to them. Not able to do it. You have this potential scoop and score when Vasco just loses the football and hands you one. You go from thinking, can we just get the ball back, to thinking we're about to win this ball game. And then Westlock just has it come free. And that guy's checking his pulse. Am I still alive?
Oh, my
goodness. And hey, it's not over yet.
No, Missouri State's got them trapped back there. They got 3 timeouts. There's still a lot of football left.
Give up the middle. Not much there. So the Bears will use their first timeout. Wow.
I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that before. Not in that situation with the score, the 3rd down, and everything.
That was a roller coaster ride. Unbelievable. So the Bears trying to regroup after they had the game right there in their hands, literally. So they use their first timeout, still 2 more So in theory, if you're able to stop them, you can get the ball back. But you give up a first down here.
You know what?
It's all over.
You ever see that? You know that cartoon with the big bird, and it's got the frog, and it's got a halfway down stroke, and the frog's grabbing the bird around the neck.
Yep.
Right, and the title says "Never Give Up."
That's it.
Right. Ethan Vasco was the frog right there. Boy, never give up. Keep fighting.
Wow. I mean, listen, and you're talking about one of these two teams is still going to be in position to make, well, for Liberty to make a conference championship game, for Missouri State to win a regular season title, and that game comes down to something like that. Not done yet. 2nd and 6 for Liberty. 1:44 still on the clock.
Yeah, if I'm Liberty, I'm awesome, man. I would not be afraid to be a little bit aggressive and pick up a first down through the air.
Give Dickens. Lowers the shoulder. Good tackle. Looked like he might be able to lunge forward and pick up the first down, but Jared Lloyd hung on to his ankle, got him to the turf, and it's going to bring up another big third down.
3rd and 3.
1 minute and 39 seconds. 1:39 on the game clock, please.
I'll say this, and it's, you know, with all that's going on, you can kind of get lost in everything. This Missouri State defense has done a good job here today.
Yeah.
You've held Liberty to 17 points. They scored 59 a week ago against Delaware, and this Missouri State defense has kept them in the ball game.
And if you're Missouri State on that side of the football, you're going right now, hey guys, we've kept, just as you said, kept in the ball game, but now we're down to one play to make them punt, to make Liberty punt, and give us an opportunity at least to put in field goal range to send the game into overtime.
Now let's take a look at some scores around Conference USA today. Jack State leading on the road at UTEP. FIU up. Tight one with Louisiana Tech, Delaware, and Kennesaw State, the other unbeaten in the league, also on the road today at New Mexico State. So Jack State, Kennesaw State, those are the two teams ahead of Liberty and Missouri State at the moment. They're both on the road here this afternoon. All right, big third down coming for the Flames. Vasco pulls it out. He's looking to swing it out. Gets it to a tight end, Jacob Jenkins. Lowers the shoulder. He didn't get there.
Didn't get there. It's a good call. I love the call. But a great, even better defense.
Missouri State calls their third and final
Missouri State
30 seconds.
Looks like they're going to get the ball back.
Was that Jalen Brooks? Jalen Brooks, I think it was. Maybe I take a look at the replay. It stayed home and really got Jenkins. That's a big body to get on the ground quickly, and he did a great job of it.
Yeah, here's another look. Liberty faking the run, trying to swing it out to their tight end.
No, that's a defensive
You know who that was?
back.
That was Thomas Anderson. Who's had his hands on 3 different passes today, hasn't been able to reel it in, makes a huge tackle there to, we assume, get the ball back for his offense with 1.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, we're in for a good finish right here, Matt. This is punt the ball down there, buckle up after all that crazy stuff's happened. Clark has been done so much better job because he's been able to have some time in the pocket. So it's going to be interesting to see how Liberty chooses to defend Clark. Do they try to come after him and get some pressure on him? Because he's been, when they're rushing forward, he's been chewing it up because he's had that protection.
Hold on. Offense is on the field. Liberty runs the offense out there. Now, will they just try to get them to jump here?
Yeah,
or are they actually going to run a play?
Please play clock at 25 seconds, and we'll start on ready for
You
play.
would think it's just hard count, see if you can get somebody to jump, pick up the first down that way.
Yeah, there's no way they're snapping this football.
Hard count, nobody jumps. Vasco remains under center. And now movement up front on that Liberty offensive line. So you try to get them to jump. In the end, you're going to end up moving back 5 yards.
That 5 yards could be costly.
Yeah, especially when you're talking about just trying to get into field goal range.
Correct. That's an extra 5 yards further back to punt it from.
You could hear, I don't know if you could hear it on the NAP mics.
Start. Offense, number 61.
That's Aaron Finnemore, the center.
Penalty.
Somebody on that defensive line is saying, just call the timeout. Just call the timeout. We know you're calling the timeout. Missouri State was not jumping. And here you go. Now, you look out there. Who's returning this punt?
Dash Luke is easy.
It's not Dash Luke.
It's not Dash Luke.
That's going to be Ronell Johnson. Now, he has some experience this year. He's returned 4 punts this season. He stands back there now. So a little bit different look as Max Morgan boots it away. Taken, fair catch at the 30-yard line. So here we go.
Here we go.
Minute 27 to go. Your 7th-year quarterback on the field. He's seen it all. He's done it all. The all-time leader in passing touchdowns in program history. A chance for a memorable finish to this one.
Yeah, once again, I'm really interested to see how defensive coordinator Kyle Krantz decides to defend this Missouri State offense and Jacob Clark. What type of pressure will he drop, bring 3, 4, and drop into coverage, and how aggressive will he get? Rushing 4.
That pass caught midfield, still turning the feet into Liberty territory. That's Jamarie Robinson. So a big strike on first down.
And here's the problem that you have. They're doing such a good job in protecting for it. They're giving them that clean pocket. But then at the same time, when you start blitzing people, that's when you get home runs hit on you.
Keep in mind, Yusuf Obeid has a career-long of 50-yard field goal. Another completion, turning it up. They may forget about the field goal. They're thinking about 6. That reception by Tristan Gardner, and the Bears are on the move.
Yeah, they've got plenty of time here. And like you said, if they can pick up one more first down, even though they don't have any timeouts, they don't need to rush. You just need to call a good play.
Clock ticks down towards 50 seconds to go. Thrown to the far side. Dangerous missed tackle. Inside the 20. Inside the 15. Rydell Johnson on the reception. And the Bears are in striking distance.
Yeah, if I'm Liberty right now and Coach Chadwell, and those 3 quick plays like that, I'm calling timeout. Trying to settle my guys down and get in the red zone defense.
Jacob Clark is in total control. Clock ticks down. 35 seconds and counting. Flames trying to bring pressure. The throw to the end zone. It's caught! Touchdown Bears! Tristan Gardner, and the veteran quarterback has led his team on a huge comeback in the final moments of this ball game. And this crowd is stunned.
You take a look at it right here. Clark just stands in the pocket. Once again, all his deep balls to the outside have been with pinpoint accuracy.
70 yards in 4 plays. You could not have done it any better than Jacob Clark just did. Now the all-important extra point to make it a 4-point ball game. And it's up and through.
That's a big one.
I'm with you, Joey. It felt like that defense was back on their heels. They're reeling a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, try to calm things down a little bit.
Yeah, it was explosive play. I think it was 3 in a row. Three deep balls in a row, explosive play down the field, and then you're all the way down there. That's it. Once they move the ball inside the red zone, it was time to call timeout, hit the reset button, allow your defensive coaches to talk through what they wanted to do. But at the same time, you're always going to have this play. You're always going to have the fade to the outside, and that's just player on player making plays.
What a second half for Jacob Clark. In that first half, he had nothing going. I think it was
night and day.
I think it was like 85 yards passing.
What's his
half. He's at 286 right now.
Oh my goodness.
He has been dialed in the second half, and that drive was a thing of beauty. You're thinking, can you get in field goal range?
Right.
4 plays, 70 yards.
Yeah, and you got to give a great shout out to the big fellas up front for the Missouri State Bears. Those guys were being manhandled in the first half of this football game, and they went inside that locker room at halftime, made the adjustments, really owned up, and have given Clark a clean pocket, and it's made all the difference in the world.
All right, 27 seconds left. That ball caught the 25-yard line. That thing might have been heading towards the sideline. You probably should have let that go. It was Ethan Crisp that snagged it.
Please set the game clock to 26 sequence. 26 seconds.
So your Liberty, you have 3 timeouts, but only 26 seconds, and you have to put it in the end zone.
Yeah, if you have all 3 of your timeouts, the first thing that you're trying to accomplish is to get the ball to the 50-yard line. So you want to be able to get the ball to the 50-yard line with approximately, you could do it in 2 plays with your timeouts, about 15 seconds left. And then if you can take a shot, get the ball down inside the 30, now you've got a chance. You probably have the opportunity to run 4 plays, maybe 5 plays total in order to win this football game.
And with the timeouts, you can attack any part of the field.
Exactly.
4 wide receivers for Liberty. Vasco, pressure comes, throws down the middle of the field. It's dropped. Oh, again. Another interception right in the hands of a Bears DB, and he can't hang on. Jordan Dunbar had a chance to end it.
And to put a little salt on the wound here. Holding call.
Number 60. 10-yard penalty, big first down.
So that's going to back Liberty up. Joop Ingber's flag there. Brutal time for a penalty. But that, and you could see pretty clearly the hold. That one was just picture perfect there for Dunbar to step in front and pick it off, unable to hang on. So now just 21 ticks remaining. And a long way to go. Pressure coming on Vasco. Fires. That one nearly picked. Again, Dunbar on the coverage. They were trying to go to Dante Lee.
Yeah, I think where you're going to have more success in a situation like this is you've got to take a Dante Lee. Instead of running him on an out cut, you got to get him on a dig route over the middle of the field. Use the trip side over there to bring the defense over to Liberty's. Well, it looks like it's on the left side now. Go back to your single receiver. If you take a look at this area right here, that's the middle of the field that is wide open to be able to run that dig route.
That one popped free, and
it's fourth down.
It's desperation time. If it wasn't already, it certainly is now.
Yeah, you're trying to pick up the first down. You can't be dead in the water just yet. So you're trying to pick up the first down. Once again, you're going to see Missouri State play with 2 high safeties and leave the middle. Your only chance is to work the middle of the field deep.
So yeah, still 3rd down here with 14 ticks remaining.
You got all this area back in here, and that's where you're going to want to go with the ball.
Vasco rolling out. Too much time. Got to let it go. Throws it up into traffic. Picked off. Bears hang on to that one. Dunbar with the interception, and that will seal it.
He had Dante Lay Jr. early. If he could have gotten the ball to him, I think he would have picked up the first down. Just held on to it for a little too long.
And Missouri State is going to come on the road. A team that's had so much road success the last couple of years. They come into Lynchburg and stun Liberty. Shut out in the first half of this game. But boy, did they ever flip the switch in the second half.
Oh, what an understatement that is. That is, you really felt as if offensively they were going nowhere, and it completely changed in the second half.
Huge win for Ryan Beard and company as they stay in the mix for a Conference USA regular season title. Meanwhile, Liberty will fall to 4-5, and it's going to be desperation time just trying to make a bowl game now for Liberty, not just out of the conference race. You still got some work to do to try to get to 6 wins. Haven't been able to say that in a while here in Lynchburg. What a win for the Bears. Remember, Liberty had it 3rd and 3 on the Missouri State 47, trying to close it out. You had the bizarre fumble, the return, fumble again. All of that took place, and yet Missouri State's defense stood tall. They got the ball back, and then you put it in the hands of your veteran quarterback who did the job.
Oh my goodness, you want to talk about an emotional roller coaster in those last
3 minutes of this game was unbelievable.
We're literally, I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that. And then for Missouri State, after what happened, as you described, to fumble the ball in the end zone, and then what happened to them to hold Liberty from not getting a first down and the opportunity to get back the football back, and then obviously Jacob Clark, a 7th-year veteran football player, leads his team down for the touchdown in the victory.
He'll never forget this one, and neither will these Bears. A huge win for this young FBS program. Well, for Joe Yock, Annie Corey, our entire team, I'm Matt Warner saying so long from Lynchburg, Virginia, where the final score, Missouri State 21, Liberty 17. Remember, all games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.